Wednesday? Oh, yeah. It's gay. Emperor Trump, goddamn, yes. The people who try to get rid of him, or him himself? I think it's because people consider the fact that they want to get rid of him as hypocritical, because it's like thieves trying to purge thieves. It's like, who the hell are you to hold a moral high ground? I don't know why we can't hear Aiden. You can only hear me. Okay, so what? That's my problem. Okay, well, all of the audio is on. Yeah.
Up Discord.
Oh,
Say
we
something
can
now.
only hear... Hello?
My mic sounds nice. Check one.
Yeah, there you go. Probably hear you guys now.
Okay. So, I guess... sorry, guys. I guess Spoonhead is muted.
You missed Aiden saying the N-word.
I did not.
No, you're not.
She said naughty words.
Anyway, to say what I actually did say, rude, was hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. We're going to be talking about Dictator Trump. We're going to talk about...
I wish it was a dictator.
We're going to debate about whether or not an article is parody.
It is.
Long stream. I do have a video, a stream that someone made in response to a video of mine, but I don't know how much of it we're going to watch because Spoon and I watched through a bit of it the other day.
It gave me a headache.
Yeah, it's really just this woman, like,
say no more.
Supposedly,
woman
responding to my
woman.
Responding to my video, but she doesn't actually respond to my video. She just kind of talks about her own life.
Again, like, woman, what do you expect?
I mean,
recipe page syndrome, as I call it.
It couldn't even relate to the things I was saying. And when she did, she was like, she agreed with them, but then because it's politically antithetical to what she actually believes, she had to be like, oh, well. But in my life, okay, yeah, well, I'm not talking about your life in any video that I make. I'm talking about statistical average. So we might watch a little bit of that. Just felt bad because a couple weeks ago we dunked on that one guy, and he actually turned out to be a fan of mine, and I reached out to him like, I hope you're okay. I hope we didn't go too ham on you.
We keep our roast to a nice medium roast.
Who is this?
Medium. That guy who had the really
the MS Paint adventure,
MS Paint art. Remember?
Oh, him.
Who had blue jeans and a blue background?
Oh, yeah.
That we rinsed for like a half hour.
Did you actually? Were you nice to him because he was a fan of yours?
But this is a monarchy stream, so I thought we'd start out with news about.
You didn't answer my question, you asshole.
You didn't. Cut out.
You broke up. That's why.
So what? You defended him because he's a fan of yours, even though he was shit talking me.
I didn't defend him.
Your loyalty is lacking, woman.
Spoon, I said I hope we didn't rinse you too hard.
The guy was on his own video just bullshitting me constantly. And you have the audacity to go, oh, I hope we weren't too mean to you. Meanwhile, this fucking asshole didn't say anything about me except trying to take the piss.
I know, but I didn't.
The worst thing that's been said about you this week.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
About me this hour.
We'll get to that.
Disparu did refer to me as the person who you keep around just to make you...
Sir, we're going to have a little
bit
of
the hell is wrong with this stupid thing?
I don't know.
Do you leave your computer on or do you reset it every day?
I turn it off every evening.
Good. You have sense, unlike someone.
Why the hell would you leave your computer on?
Why? You pay the electric bill, I do.
No, because I don't leave it on. I put it to sleep.
No, you frequently leave it on, and you wonder, why is my computer running like shit? Because it's not soak tested.
No, I put it to sleep.
Okay, Bill, this is what you need to do. there's an app called Switch Off that you need to put on her system, and it turns the computer off automatically at a certain time.
That's fucking excellent. I'm gonna get that right this evening.
No, because I have work up that I'm...
Don't care. Save it, and then you don't have to lose it, because the thing will not consult you. It will just switch off automatically. You can't make it stop.
I like to have my things up so that I can just get right back
I
into it.
don't
You pay the electric bill? You pay the electric bill, Thought?
It's not taking up electricity.
What does it siphon it from the fucking ether? Is your computer on a phlogiston?
Also, also realize this is also really damaging to your hardware.
Oh, what? Is that maybe why your computer is running like shit after only 3 years?
You do realize if you leave the power on constantly, your power supply is diminishing.
That thing that you specifically have trouble with because it's not fitted correctly.
I mean, think of it this way, okay? If you leave your computer on every single day for a month, that's 8 hours a day you're asleep that you don't use it. Times that with 30, that's 240 hours a month.
Yeah.
So 12 of that is 480 hours a year.
Yeah.
Just idling, and computers specifically do not sit well with idling.
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So
we have to use we have to use common sense and rationality and logic and basically beat it into you.
Okay, fine.
I thought you would understand this because it involves numbers.
But there's someone go say it about wife's shell trip. Be safer there.
I'm actually not very good with computers. I've never like.
Really, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I liked computers when I was a kid, but I just.
And then as soon as you grow older, it's like, oh my god, I have ovaries now, therefore I can't mix with technology more.
That fucking computer's had a life
all
worse than...
All I do is sit around and calculate pi all day.
That computer's fucking domestic life is worse than Linda Lovelace's.
I don't like computers because I can do all the numbers in my head.
I think it's more beaten than Rihanna and Chris Brown.
I certainly fucking can't. Well, I've got the first article up. You want to pull it up, Spoon?
Oh, for God's sakes. That's green now.
Okay. Got it up?
Yeah, hold on. There you go.
Okay. Also, I did take my allergy pill, but it might take a minute before it kicks in because I can tell.
And because someone doesn't believe in the push to talk button, she's gonna just hock fucking phlegm into the microphone for the next hour and a half.
Phlegm. I'm going to go like this. Clear my voice unless it's really bad.
Yeah, that's what you just did. Get on with it.
I heard that.
Look, I'm muted for that. But you can still hear it because Bill's downstairs. Okay. Commons will be told to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles after the latest installment of the couple's feud with the rest of the royal family. MP Bob Seeley is putting forward a bill which could deny the couples their royal titles. I hope it goes.
I would remind people that certain other members of the royal family did a lot less than they've done and were rescinded of their mortality.
True. Parliament could consider could someone else handle this first when my voice tries to come in?
Parliament could consider the nuclear option of stripping Harry and Meghan of their royal titles under bombshell legislation to be proposed this week. Conservative MP Bob Seeley is putting forward a bill that could deny the couple their Duke and Duchess standing as the royal family becomes increasingly engulfed in the racism row fueled by the pair's unofficial mouthpiece. The Isle of Wight MP... Of course, it's from the Isle of Wight. Why am I not surprised in the fucking slightest? Islanders, we yet again fucking up to our usual shit. They also adopt laws originally passed in the First World War to deny enemy German nobles their British titles. This bill would force the Commons to consider turning that video up top is of the Soylent man in question. He looks like someone drew fucking.
Oh wow!
What's his name? Not Jeffree Star, the other one.
It kind of looks like Jeffree Star. He's got that zoomy.
No, Jeffree Star's the one now looks like Elric. It's the other one.
Yeah, true.
His name always escapes me.
No. Jeez.
Like, file down your fucking cheekbones. Anyway,
it's not the cheekbones, it's the bloody eyebrows.
I swear it's not a publicity stunt. This is a publicity stunt.
I think this is a weed whacker strong enough for the fucking world.
It was true.
Literally with the mulatto fade.
With the mulatto.
Jesus Christ.
This is all kind of BS. I just thought we'd bring it up since it is technically a monarchy. Look at this guy.
Look at this like dude. A fucking parody.
He makes Milo look straight.
Oh my god. The top of his head. The Sumi cut. It's just too long.
Someone took a look at this man. Finally, someone who can dethrone Prince Andrew as the biggest nonce involved in the royal family.
Oh, speaking of kings, though, let's talk about King Trump. King Trump.
Are you ready to subscribe to The Guardian?
No, I never will. Not in a million years. Trump says he will be dictator only on day one if elected president. At a town hall event in Iowa with Fox News host Sean Hannity, the former president was asked to deny that he would use his powers as retribution. And here, let me ask you, why should he not? They have been doing nothing but coming after him in retribution.
Okay, just before we go forward, people in the chat, are we coming through okay?
Yeah, we're okay now. It's green.
Okay. Sorry, yeah, Spoon's internet's kind of shitting the bed today a little bit.
Okay, I was making sure someone said the word is Jaden muted. I was making sure it was working.
Well, I was muted for a minute to try and clear my voice a little bit. Former President Donald Trump declined to roll out abusing
James Charles,
power if he returns.
Sorry for the
abusing his power. So let me get this straight. When the Democrats do it, it's fine. But when Trump does it, it's...
When they abuse power.
Yeah, I hope you people who are a fan of your constitutional republic, that stupid fucking thing that doesn't evidently work anymore, you do realize how this works right now, is if there's a gun in the middle, if you don't use it, they will. You have to shoot them or else they will shoot you. Like,
it's literally has become two wolves and a lamb voting on what's for dinner. That's all it's become.
Yes. Like the whole thing of constitutional rule of law, that's gone. That's completely, you have to remove that from your constitutional republic. That doesn't exist anymore. Like, you are standing on the precipice of either a king is going to return or you are going to be ruled by a despotic oligarchy. That is your future. You have one or the other. Yes. That's it.
And the Democrat Party in the United States has proven that there is absolutely no lengths to which they are not willing to go to protect their democracy. Excuse me, let me get up the sound.
Their oligarchy.
No,
they're oligarchy. They really mean, right?
They are in this because they know if it ever comes out what they've done over the years, they will be lynched in the street. They will be torn limb from limb by a mob. Because what we know
to our democracy.
Cringe.
What we know about them is the tip of the iceberg. And
that part's true for sure.
Gonna be when it finally comes out what was going on, it's gonna make Gilda Ray look like the fucking Care Bears.
And also, Trump is not looking for re-election, which means he's got 4 years to just fucking wreck.
Right.
I hope that he does not give a crap about what the Senate says or the House, and he just says, no, I'm going to rule like a despotic dictator and just fuck all of you. You spent the last 4 years screwing with my election, just causing absolute hell all over the world.
Destroying the economy.
Yes.
Destroying American democracy.
I'm going to take whatever power I can possibly muster through the executive, centralize more power, and then just kill you.
Well, there was a lot missing there because it roboted, but it ended on just kill you, so got that.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's see. In Minecraft, of course. The Republican presidential frontrunner has talked about targeting his rivals, referring to them as vermin. Don't you love the pearl clutching? All the day, they call everybody Nazis.
I'll post
they call everybody
the obligatory post.
They'll call everybody else vermin, but the second that you come back with one iota of the vitriol that they have.
When they're posting shit like, when is it okay to kill whites?
Yeah.
And calling for white genocide at literally every fucking turn.
Yeah, and then when you point out, they say,
I hate to break it to motherfuckers at home, but the people who are in charge of these institutions, who are part of this fucking pyramid scheme, they want to kill you, and they will do so when they get the chance.
That is the thing to be clear about. These people do truly hate you. You know.
You're a means to an
I didn't
end.
used to believe that, but then I looked at the data, and when in the morality data, in terms of leftists, do not see their own neighbors, their own family members who don't think like them as fully human and as worthy of emotional concern as a fungus on a rock in space. That's just what the data
everyone thinks that the era from World War II and earlier is far behind us, that we weren't acting like Franco wasn't only deposed in the 70s, acting like we weren't the CIA wasn't testing plutonium exposure by putting it in fucking cereal to give to retarded children. Have a look at half the shit that the American government has done in the last century and know that they would do it to you in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah.
I don't think people...
If you happen to live outside the US, even more so.
Yeah, that's something that people in America don't seem to understand, but you live in the regime. I don't think people realize, because the Americans, oh, look, we're the saviors of the world, all this like, extremely propagandized American accepted history of the world. Outside of that, I don't think you realize how evil your empire actually is. You're not the good guys. You're a bunch of pricks on the world stage. Most people hate your guts.
You're the victims to the actual bad guys.
Yes.
Like you're the people who are the human footstools of the regime. And when I say regime, I'm not just talking like the American government. I'm talking like the wider monoparty government of the planet, who have been in charge since like when the EU was fucking founded, and it was like saying like, yeah, we should still use a swastika. Yeah, that's everyone glosses over that. Look up the original suggestions for the EU flag. Most of them are swastikas.
That's pretty funny.
The current circle of stars was originally a swastika of stars on a blue background. It was adapted from that.
Yeah, it's a not pan-European, but it's a European ancient symbol.
Let's face it, we replaced Nazi Germany with a gay retarded version of it.
Pretty much.
Everyone likes to say that we did the same thing with the Soviet Union. But no, it's always been this monolithic fucking horrible...
Yeah, it's always the oligarchy against the people.
Ever-grinding forward, horrid, just occult bullshit.
It's always the oligarchy against the people. That's why you need a good king. Stands
the aristocracy, yeah.
Yeah. Trump has been asked twice during a televised town hall event in Iowa, hosted by Sean Hannity of Fox News, to deny that he would abuse power to seek revenge on political opponents if he were reelected to the White House. Quote, under no circumstances, you are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody, Hannity asked Trump in the interview taped in Davenport, Iowa. Except for day one, Trump responded. Trump said on the day one he referred to, he would use his presidential powers to close the southern border with Mexico and expand oil drilling. Is that him actually getting revenge? Like, all the headlines are like, dictator, he says he wants to get done what he originally wanted to do. Not that he's going to persecute his political opponents. If this is considered revenge, then how is this revenge? When what they have been actively trying to get revenge on him since he won in 2016. Every single day has been an attempt to smear him, to get revenge on him. This is Trump, promises made, promises kept. Hopefully, ideally. So if he has to be dictator for a day to get done what he wanted to do in his first term, then yeah, he should. They dicked him around for 4 years. He played their game. I think at this point he knows. There's no reason to play the games with these people because they cheat.
If you wrestle with hogs, you'll leave with a stink.
Mm-hmm. Trump then repeated his assertion. I love this guy, he said to the Fox News host. He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no. Other than day one, we're closing the border. We're drilling. After that, I'm not a dictator. Again, the way that the left is reporting on this interview is that he's like, I'm going to lock them all up. Because that's what like all of them. I'm going to lock everybody inside their homes. Oh, wait, that's what you guys do.
Accuse the enemy of that which you will do. Basic bitch fucking...
Well, who wrote that? Or was accused of enemy of that which you're guilty?
I couldn't possibly say.
Yeah.
Who is he again?
Goebbels?
Yeah, I've never heard of him at all. I've
never heard of him.
I've never quoted him in my videos ever.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he was right on that thing. I'm sure he wasn't right on anything else.
Or Stalin. I've never. That guy I've never heard of either.
Alinsky wrote that.
Never trust anyone from Georgia, kids.
But Alinsky wrote that as well. But it comes originally from Goebbels. That sentiment, at least in modern history. I'm sure many people throughout history have had that expressed that sentiment.
Never listen to anyone with club feet.
Guess what? If someone's got a mutation, maybe.
And targeting his rivals have alarmed Democrats and become a chief election argument for Biden as he prepares a potential rematch against Trump. Again, what they've done to him and the Republicans, what they always do.
This person said that they would fulfill the things they promised during their election cycle. Yeah. You should immediately this should be used as a reason why you should vote for this octogenarian invalid.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a bit of a dip
who doesn't stand for anything. I mean, he can barely stand at all.
What I don't understand is that no one looks at this system and go, hey, look, this man was elected to do a whole bunch of things that is really, really popular with the electorate. Then as soon as he gets in office, he can't do that because the system
They block
stops
all of it.
him. And I'm like,
Yep.
how do you have this system that's designed for gridlock where the person who is supposed to be executing the will of the people can't actually fucking do that? How is this
because the
how is
oligarchs
this a
majority
system
of
of government?
That's democracy, buddy.
It doesn't make any sense.
But aren't you glad we don't have a dictator?
No, give me the autocrat.
I know.
Give me the autocrat with an iron fist that
know
just
what we are
says,
here.
if you look at me wrong, I will remove you. I will put you 6 feet
Yeah.
under with everyone related to you.
I don't like the word dictator. I think he's saying, yeah, I'm going to take power. I'm going to be an
Autocrat.
autocrat for a day. I'm going to be an autocrat for a day. Yes, the dictator's a type
can't
of
have an
autocrat, but
effective
not all
autocrat
autocrats are
without having
dictators. Completely are on board with that.
Problem is, these people, they literally have had a whole century of fucking psyops devoted to breaking the fuck. And let's face it,
Oh, telling them, yeah,
totally
there's no way you
destroying the desire to rebel in the populace.
can- Yeah,
That's
just
why
be
we
passive and look at your phone.
And
Look at your idiot
they've
boss.
turned every countercultural movement into an auto-cannibalistic nightmare that will
Mm-hmm.
eventually offer up its fucking heart to the mainstream media for it to be plucked out and eaten.
Yeah.
I was thinking the
Exactly.
problem
Well,
might be OBS.
Maybe it's kind of runs like
No, the reason I said is because I can hear you on Discord just fine. Discord has no problems.
Well, we have a hard time. We can't hear you through Discord. So,
it's a dip every now and then, but
yeah. Let's just keep going and see what happens.
yeah, fuck it.
It's
Biden earlier told
cutting on and
campaign
out
donors-
constantly. Like I'm keeping an eye on the green light, and it's going to red and yellow, fucking constantly.
Check if you got the
Do you want me to
upload
try
speed
it?
capped.
I mean,
Like I've changed nothing in the settings. It's literally just in the last like 3 days the fucking internet has been shit, and I have no idea why.
Well, no, his 69 otters. Spoon hasn't left his computer on. That's what I do. Yeah.
No,
I
I
don't
never
know.
leave my computer on
Just-
because I'm a
Everyone's
man.
just having problems, apparently. I mean, we could try running it through my computer, but I don't have anything set up.
Annoying thing.
Like, I don't have the stream set up for. That's just.
Just soldier
How
on,
bad is
fuck
it, guys? Like, should we? What do you want to do, guys? I thought it.
Well, if I can ask the stream, if the fucking chat says stop, then I'll fucking go.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably keep it from going to dead air just so we can keep getting a
Yeah.
fucking
Sorry.
like
Yeah.
so we actually have a measure of how bad it is.
Right. Okay, because yeah, the dead air won't help. Sorry guys, just it's been a pain in the ass, obviously. Let's see. Biden earlier told campaign owners Tuesday that he wasn't sure he'd be running for re-election if Trump wasn't also in the race, warning that democracy is more at risk in 2024, and that the former president and his allies are determined to destroy American democracy. Can you get a new slogan? What do you even mean by that?
Really
It's
boring.
meaningless. And you did this in 2020. You did this in 2016. That's all you have? What do you actually stand
By the
for?
way, this isn't but you're for dinner.
Yeah.
Like they've realized for years that it's just
Noted Trump has described himself and his supporters retribution and his use of the term vermin, famously employed by historical dictators, including Adolf Hitler. Oh, there it is. We've got to get it done, not because of me. It's entirely because of you, Biden.
how about
you're
okay on the
Crazy,
subject of
self-centered
like
bastard.
animal
politician.
like terminology. How about urban jungles, racial jungles?
Yeah, with those racial jungles, Joe.
Someone said
about
the reason why
those, huh?
Biden is running is just to keep himself out of prison,
Pretty much, yeah.
which is
Maybe.
very likely, I
Maybe.
think, actually.
We can try OBS. I don't know how we can do that, like a handshake on that to hand it over for me doing it. And I also have to set up my OBS because nothing's set up. So I'm looking through OBS now. Let's keep reading through this, and then I'll set up OBS while you get through it. We were at. We've got to try and get it done, not because of me. If Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running. You're not sure of where you are.
If
can't
Trump
let
wasn't
him
running,
win,
I'm not sure I'd
Biden
be
said.
running. What does that tell you?
Yeah, that you don't stand for anything.
Or
You're
it
just
could be because
anti-Trump.
Trump
That's
is
why you
going
got
to
elected in
do
the first
something
place. That's true.
specifically
But
to
I mean, the only-
you.
But the only reason that Trump was elected in the first place is because, or that Biden was elected in the first place is because of anti-Trump animus that was created by a bunch of bullshit about Russian hacking, pissing on beds and stuff that they just made up. And then, he's going to put people in camps. Crazy stuff that they lie to people about.
Yeah, it's almost like they lie constantly.
Yeah. Trump, meanwhile, has tried to turn the tables on Biden by arguing in his speech, Saturday speech in Iowa, that the president is the real destroyer of American democracy. Get a new word.
American democracy. I fucking hate that phrase. It's absolute cringe at this fucking point.
Get literally.
Well, it's usually the last thing some brown person in the Middle East hears before their fucking house jumps 300 feet in the air.
Exactly.
Destroyed by American democracy.
Nothing says American democracy quite like napalm.
Yeah.
Or Moabs.
Those are coming out up 2 out of date now. Here's the thing. Under Trump, if they were cutting them up to out of date, they'd be used to just, hit some empty sites to destroy material. Under Biden, I wonder where they're going.
Don't you just love this? As he repeated his long-standing and entirely baseless contention. You can tell when they're lying, because when there's an added emphasis on the word, like entirely baseless instead of just baseless. Entirely baseless, like no, it's obvious. Like you do this all the time. You guys suck at lying. It's really, really bad.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
It's funny though. But continue. I think we started.
4 criminal indictments against him show Biden is misusing the federal justice system to damage his chief political rival. Yeah, he actually is. He literally just said, if it wasn't for Trump, I wouldn't be running.
Yeah.
It's like, 2 and 2 together, you dumb fucks.
It's kind of difficult to fight back against that accusation when you just admitted to it.
Yes. Biden has not been involved in the indictments. Yeah. Biden has not been involved in the indictments, but I'm running just because he's running. Like, dude, please stop.
Yeah.
Trump has promised to prosecute Biden if he wins. Yeah, I wonder why Biden is afraid of Trump winning.
Yeah, maybe there's the real answer, right?
Yeah. Hannity is not a Trump supporter. He's a snake.
Mainstream. If they're in the mainstream media, then they're not on your side.
Yeah, absolutely. They never are.
Mm-hmm.
And if they wear small hats, they're not on your side either.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm also trying to do this at the same time. Where were we? Could someone else
Trump is once again planning to skip the Republican debate. This event with Hannity, a longtime supporter of Trump, has been advertised as a town hall the day before Trump's leading rivals gathered at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa for the 4th Republican debate that no one fucking cares to watch and will just make fun of because it's very obvious Trump is the only fucking guy that matters. Oh, and Nikki Haley is a psychopathic bitch. She has Clinton 2.0 with less personality. But while town halls typically feature audience questions, only Hannity asked questions of Trump on Tuesday. Hannity taped a similar interview with Trump in July.
Okay.
Scroll down, you weasel.
I told you. That's it. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
no, there's no one, but...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's going to skip the Republican debate, of course.
Because I'm trying to also set this up at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, it's... Thank you.
Okay, I don't have the master list, unfortunately. I'm just running from what I can see in chat. Hasselhopper, $5. Best revenge is a life well lived. Every success he enjoys is a slap in the face to the people who have dedicated themselves to his downfall. Minnesota Fats for $4.99. Republics only work when everyone living in them follows political happenings. The bigger the republic, the harder it is to keep track of what's going on, especially when everyone's entire job is just to keep it quiet. For $20, New Zealand from Senor Sunt. I did a bunch of research on, and now I'm sitting on my findings, but I don't have many people to share it with to get criticism. It's not a book, I swear. I was wondering if you'd scroll through my diatribe. I'm signed on to Discord.
Oh,
and
sure.
Rob Walker as a member post. I suspect the machine is especially afraid because the tricks that fooled people in 2020 have been seen through and nothing left will work.
Pretty much, yeah.
Then Daniel Stevens with a $1 donation, but I don't think it comes with a message of any kind. It's first super. I think this one. Who knows? But yeah, the whole adage of we're inside the beast's gut and the beast is bleeding to death. At this point, it's hemorrhaging.
Spoon, if you want me to take over, I think I can start, and I don't know what will happen, to be honest. I think it might just start a new stream. Do you want to do that or not, guys? It's going to start a new stream. It seems like people just say keep going, so we'll see how it goes. I've got it on here in the background here, though. if
If it gets worse, we'll do it. But if not,
then we'll do it. But yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, let's move on to next topic.
There is a lot of gayness.
Oh, someone did bring this up about BreadTube eating itself. I'll basically say about BreadTube eating itself is that
that was eventually going to happen.
H Bomber Guy made a video where he weirdly called out Internet Historian as a plagiarist, which was pretty ridiculous. But then now other people are coming out and going after H Bomber Guy because, of course, that's all they ever do is eat each other. They constantly have to eat each other. So there's this other guy, and I just watched a huge video about him where he's also like does not do any work on anything, and now they're all in this big fight. Look, I can't even comprehend being involved in a quote unquote community like that, where you have to know that every single other person around you is looking for one iota of an opportunity to destroy your life so that they can take your place in the hierarchy of BreadTube. They always do this stuff to each other. I don't think Dev has done that, really. But they've always done this stuff. The BreadTubers, they always are trying to, like, tear each other down.
There's all the people in our neck of the woods who are trying to do the same around here. Let's be real here.
Really.
There's a lot of wannabes who are, like, trying to get a throat to tear out so they can get the blood.
Back in the day, but not really anymore on the conservative side of things. I don't see that anymore. So
we don't have enough cohesion to actually warrant it.
Would you support appointing Trump as an emperor? I don't want someone to appoint him as emperor. I want him to take power.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He must not be appointed by the people. He must take power and then rule it like an iron fist. Like anyone who disobeys me is going to get culled.
And if you don't live in America, you do not have a fucking... I don't think you should have a word on the fucking matter because it's going to be an isolationist American like statute from then on. Mm-hmm. So you will actually enjoy probably less interference from, say, the CIA in your day-to-day life.
I'm not using a VPN, so it's not my VPN.
So Spoon and I have been having an argument about this. About this.
And
article.
So is V.
If you argue about this, I'll just crush your skull. Go forward with that information in mind.
Okay, the article is
which
from
side, Bill?
Afru.com. AFRU.
You tell me.
That does not make me feel better.
The only thing in contention is if this is AFRU is associated with the other AFRU, which is a Christian university in Uganda.
That's not what this is, though.
Are you sure?
Yes, we've looked it up. AFRU, here's the African Renewal University.
Oh, no, it's not this one. It's different. It's something else.
Yes, and then there's this, afru.com. This is .ug because it's in Uganda. This is afru.com. I don't know what this thing is. I'm not the only person who thinks it's fake.
If it is fake, it is stating that it is receiving funding from multiple left-wing think tanks and funding outlets.
Here's who owns it. Someone in Reykjavik.
No surprises there.
His name is Namecheap Inc. Abuse at Namecheap.
That is a great name. Redacted for privacy.
Well, that's the information on whoever owns the domain.
Also, if any industry could be argued to be involved in racism, it may be, the coffee industry that routinely uses slave labor.
That's why it tastes so good.
It's interesting. It says afuera. Afuera in Japanese means to overflow. So I think that's kind of interesting. To overflow. I like that those words are...
Now, here's the reason, because I sent this to V, and V also said that is it satire. Now, in fairness to V, he called me a twat and an evil man for sending him this. And then he shared my DMs, a gypsy bastard. But
he did do all that, though. He did share your DMs and call you a twat.
You can't fucking trust knackers.
He literally called me that on live stream. I'm like, V, you absolute asshole. But I looked at this and went, there is no way this isn't satire because it looks absolutely absurd. But when I was reading it, and this is perfectly incoherent with the woke world view. That's why when V was reading it, he went, there's merch on this, and this is perfectly in keeping with the ideology. It's a problem when you read this kind of shit and you go, I can't tell if this is real or satirical
It's
because it
I
sounds
guess that's kind of
absurd,
the
but
point, though, at the end of the day, right?
we know
Yes.
we know one thing about the left is one of the main things that the left, and by extension the federal government, has figured out that fucks with our branch of the internet is if you point at something and say Fed. That's the one thing that the Fed has figured out about like us and like 4chan or other fucking right-wing horseshit. The threat that something might be an op.
Did the Darge cover this too? Well,
and this is completely coherent with the message that they go with. It's the exact fucking same as if it was a regular lefty outlet, but because it's set up with a bunch of peripheral shit around the outside that makes it look sketchy, they now have something that they can then point at and say, that's a satirical website, you're retarded. That has been a major like trick they've been using for ages to set up something that's completely coherent with their message, but has just enough stuff tucked away in the corners that they can try and pretend it's an actual satirical website as opposed to just a fucking honey trap.
But here's the thing about that, right? Does it really matter at some point if this is satirical or not? The fact that nobody can really tell that this reads so much like something that you could read in any lefty mag.
yes.
You know, that does it really matter if this was written sincerely by the AFRU staff or if this is a joke?
Like put it
It's
this way.
written by
Put it this way.
ChatGPT.
Could you see this on, say, Salon?
Yes.
Yes,
It's written
easily.
there like any salon
It's
article.
it's a bit coherent to be Salon, to be honest.
True. But let's read it. So, why don't you take it, Spin, so my voice can rest from it.
Oh, because it's funny as hell. The anti-woke
Yeah, it's funny as
economic terrorists have now wiped out $5 trillion in stock value. I don't know how you do that. How are you an anti-woke terrorist by saying, that's shite, I'm not buying it?
They explain.
I quite know
They do
how.
explain, not well, but they do have an explanation in this article.
It's not very good. It's the anti-ESG hysteria driven by online hate platforms has disproportionately eroded portfolios of color and sabotaged our planet's future.
We're back.
All right, continue.
We're so back.
Let's see. The anti-wokes are celebrating yet another dubious victory, as new data shows that global investments in ethical companies have nosedived by $5 trillion over the past 2 years. I don't think when you say we would like to, gender bend children, that's ethical. I think that's kind of disturbing and psychopathic.
No, actually, I've changed my mind. This must be satire. They just admitted to losing.
That's okay. One of the many red flags. Yeah, they admit to losing, which they would never normally do.
Unless it's a call to action, which this is.
Also,
can we just talk about over on the right there, like environmental, social, and governance, how to blatantly totalitarian.
That's not true.
And then can say we're being victimized. I think that's the only time they admit to losing. Otherwise, they say like, oh, but our energy.
If they were,
we're on the right side of history.
If they were winning, they wouldn't be calling everything that disagrees with them fascist.
Well, no, but they don't also. But in those same normal articles that we read all the time, they'll say everyone around who doesn't agree with me on everything is a fascist, but also we're winning because we're so morally better.
But they're not winning. That's why they're calling everybody a fascist. That's the thing. You don't need to propagandize this hard if you're winning.
Reality, I'm talking about how they write their propaganda. That's a telling sign to me that this is farcical. This is satirical.
It's not satirical.
I was literally joking when I said that earlier. Just continue
I'm not
before
sure.
I resort to violence.
Yeah, go ahead. The Global Sustainable Investment Alliance on Wednesday reported that the total value of sustainable assets has shrunk from $35.3 trillion in 2020 to a mere $30.3 trillion in 2022.
Now read that again
The S&P,
slowly.
They lost $5 trillion in investment capital. The S&P Global Clean Energy Index reports a 30% fall so far in 2023. The U.S.
That's a
alone
lot.
has seen assets and ESG funds plunge 50.5% from over 17 trillion to a meager 8.4 trillion.
Now, is this including
Nearly in
the
half.
depreciation of the dollar?
I would imagine that might be calculated into it. The repercussions of the anti-ESG downturn have not been felt uniformly. Investors of color bear a disproportionately heavy burden as they are more likely than white folks to invest in companies aligned with ethical and sustainable practices.
Basically, they're
These are,
more.
after all, yeah.
You know what that means? It means that they're more stupid and susceptible to rhetoric.
It means that they got susceptible. Yes, you told all these black and brown people that, well, you have to invest in this ESG shit because then we'll give you government kickbacks. Well, now the money's running out.
I don't.
So yeah, they
by
invested
the
in
way,
it because they thought they were going to
by the way,
disproportionately benefit from it.
I don't actually believe that for a second. And here's the reason why.
Which?
The reason it impacted people of color. Because ask any black person that has money. They never invest in the black community. Fucking ever.
But they were talking about
because they know
investing in this ESG stuff that had all of these kickbacks for companies. So if you're a small black business owner, then of course you want to invest in this ESG crap. And
this website is run on those kinds of kickbacks.
Yes,
that's why they're posting this. They are backed up by the Ford Foundation and by for some reason
Iceland, but still.
If the Icelandic government is somehow trying to bankrupt these people, that's oddly based.
No. That's who owns the website.
The Icelandic government is also notoriously left wing, but they can't get. They keep wanting to import, refugees, and everyone just says "fuck" living in a place literally called Iceland.
Kind of cold, yeah.
The Somalis aren't real keen on moving to Iceland. They'd much rather settle in England.
They aren't keen to moving anywhere.
Yeah, if it's called Hotland, they'd all be going there. Or if it's called
right.
If it's called Shitland.
That's why we have the problems in the Middle East. It's always free Palestine. If it was expensive Palestine, the Jews wouldn't want it.
Right. Well, anti-ESG sentiments erodes financial portfolios of color. It also undermines our collective efforts to promote positive change through responsible investing. And the broader implications.
How the hell are you going to talk about responsible investing when you just lost $5 trillion in the space of 3 years?
But you just said you gave these people bad investment advice.
Also, the majority of the people who are in these kinds of investment firms, they are the kind of people who were running that short on GameStop when they got absolutely fucked over by 4chan.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah. Let's be clear about where to put the blame. Of course, not on the people who incentivized and told black and brown people of color to go invest in this stuff so you can get government kickbacks. No, it's conservative lawmakers, driven by an irrational culture of anti-woke hysteria, have actively taken measures to resist the incorporation of ESG principles into business and investing.
Yeah, because it loses people money, you fucking morons.
Yes, it's not.
Spoon, please, you can't put these kinds of color. After all, you'd have to move the rope.
Oof.
Or the chain.
Christ. Oh my God, Bill, fucking disavow. This opposition has manifested in legislative efforts across multiple states, from Florida to Utah, where lawmakers are pushing back against the injection
God damn, that was
into the financial sector.
Jesus,
it's not,
Bill, that was rough.
It's not.
Everyone's always whinging about how fucking burdened the people of color community is. Cotton's not that fucking heavy.
Just no comment.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely no comment. Dear God. Oh my God.
Yeah, they kept calling me back onto the show. I'm gonna make them work for it now.
The anti-woke hysteria driving them finds its origins in unmoderated online communities, most notably hate platforms.
Wow.
Killing steel is actually heavy. I won't go into the science of that, but it's not actually equal in weight. Despite the fact that it is metrically measurable, it equal in weight, but it actually isn't. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, by the way.
Okay, are we running by dry weight or what?
Oh my God.
Because if it's run by dry weight, then the cotton's heavier because you then have to run with atmospheric moisture and all that kind of shit.
There was a scientific explanation I actually read about that the
You've
one actually
seen the
is
Lemmy skit though, right?
The Lemmy skit? The only Lemmy I know is Killmister.
Lemmy, not Lemmy.
As it should be.
Yeah, the other one. You've never seen that. Can we play that for? It's only 5 seconds. You can get away with
No, let's not go down the road. We were going to be demonetized once this month.
I just
no.
real quick.
No.
I can't.
No.
Show? I can't.
No.
Okay.
We're not getting demonetized again.
Okay. We always get demonetized because you've all been cursing after the things that you've just said, Bill. What do you think?
Oh, I've heard worse on Twitter.
What? Yeah.
Yes. See that? Look, you're back of the author. That it's a hate platform, Twitter.
Yeah. What can I say? I'm bringing the side up.
Stand
aside, black people carrying cotton. I'll show you how you really carry a team.
bitter young males, Bill, often incel spoon from these dark.
Why did you freaking spoon me after that?
Why did I spoon you onto that?
Bill, get the mace.
Well, because every time someone gets mad at you on Twitter, they call you
Spoon's a
an
man in demand. I mean, just look at him. Like Demi Lovato is looking for him right now with a lighter.
Well, did you see that
gross,
thing?
Bill.
Well, no, I know Bill and I saw it.
That was just a heroin joke. Calm down.
A bunch of weird lunatics on Twitter are going after Wendigoon, calling him an incel and stuff. It's like he's literally married. He just got married this past year.
Take one look at Wendigoon. He fucks.
Wendigoon, obviously.
Wendigoon, like all the left-wing people going after Wendigoon, they're
just jealous.
Just be fucking careful. He's one fucking phone call away from being your stepdad.
They're just mad that he fucks.
Just calls up their mum and says, "Hello, I'm a nice Christian boy."
Pretty much.
I see that your child's been behaving marvelously online. How can I help?
This nice Christian boy. Is this gonna load? Oh fuck. Okay.
I want a picture of Wendigoon on top of like a fucking mountain of skulls, like a throne, just like fucking Conan, but with like a harem of all the left-wing people's mothers.
Yeah. Black people. My favorite Wendigoon quote.
I've never actually been called an incel by anyone who's actually like physically seen me.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
There's currently some weird leftoids calling him a fucking incel, and he just got married earlier this year. If you don't know who Wendigoon is, go check him out. He does iceberg videos on like conspiracy theories and cryptids and stuff. And yes, he's into guns, so that would be why they don't like him, is because he's like
they work for the elves.
A southern accent, and he's into guns. Worked for the elves. What did you say?
They work for the elves.
Oh,
that's why they're after him.
Yeah, I know.
The elves who make the magic spoon.
Sorry, someone's messaging me saying they don't know what heebie-jeebies means.
Oh,
do you want the original meaning or do you want the new one?
Uh-oh.
Both?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I didn't think about that.
What?
What?
Maybe I can guess what the original meaning is then.
Bill, care to enlighten us?
I think he's going to type it.
Let's see if I can remember this correctly. Well, currently he's used just like a state of nervousness and anxiety and shit.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, the origin of the term is horrifically racist. Hang on, let me double check.
Oh, really?
Well, it's got the word heeb in it. Would be my guess.
Okay.
Well, you find that from these dark web websites brutally enforcing a vast online alt-right echo chamber, effectively drown out more rational voices. Yes, the rational left is not constantly just screaming at literally everything. This shapes not only public discourse, but also public policy decisions of conservative lawmakers eager to put harmful online ideas into legal practice. Sure thing. The hate from these groups has picked up steam with the tanking of Anheuser-Busch. See, this is something that they would never admit. This is like a proper left-wing website. They wouldn't admit that Anheuser-Busch got tanked. And is often controlled by extremist statements from the alt-right leaders and podcasters.
Sorry, I just like what you just said. Like, beer manufacturer got tanked. That's some good pun right work there.
Yeah.
Any fuckers getting tanked on that bullshit? Thin as piss.
It is. 4chan and X erupted in celebration on Wednesday when Elon Musk spread a dangerous advertisement-related conspiracy theory about a Jewish man while on the New York Times Dealbook Summit stage. We'll watch that later. Which is just the first part. I've got it up, though. Both sides of this.
Jesus Christ, physiognomy check on that cocksucker.
Have you not seen this, Bill?
The one below
was that triple?
We'll watch it later.
He's not much better.
Outside of a few token efforts, the powerful ripple effects of these online ideologies on real-world policies is something that has not been grappled with. Really?
We can say that about the left, actually. That's what's really funny.
People have been in jail for nearly 4 years over Jan 6 now.
Someone is in jail for like insulting Clinton on freaking on Twitter or something.
Well, they went after that kid. I can't remember his name now. Where he posted a picture of his AR-15 and said he's going to go make the snowflakes melt. You know, and then he got put in jail. I don't know if he's
We've established by now that the judicial system is completely corroded. Like, it's no longer functional.
But it's not people on the left who are getting persecuted.
Judicial.
Mm-hmm. And far too many are still afraid to call the phenomenon what it is: terrorism. because it is terrorism, as uncomfortable as the implications may be. MSNBC agrees. Of course,
that's the kind of shit that makes you think it's satire. Because if anyone,
I know,
yeah, if
so
you get
ridiculous.
MSNBC to agree with you, you're wrong.
Look at this fucking guy. This man looks like 1940s German propaganda.
I know. Let's hear what he has to say, though.
When Target caves into this, then it says that the moment you threaten the employees of even a very large corporation, you get to control its policies. This is economic terrorism. Literally terrorism.
Not buying. Trans people will always exist t-shirts from Target is
I think Chechnya has proved otherwise.
I mean, that's why, again, this reads as satire, because what a ridiculous statement to make. Not buying woke shit because now remember, for years and years, like let's say with all the movies and TV shows and stuff, is that, well, it's not made for you, so don't go watch it. You just stay home, incel, chud, Nazi. Don't come and see it. Don't spend money on it if you don't like it. It's not made for you. And until they start to lose money, and then it's, well, why are you not buying our stuff? That's economic terrorism.
I'm gonna be honest. I like being called a Nazi.
I'm curious. All right, dude.
I'll tell you why. Because the kind of person that would call me a Nazi, it tells me that I'm so intellectually superior, and not only that, but it means that I'm so terrifying that their brain broke. Like that tells me I have an enormous amount of power.
They also think that this show makes enough money that we can afford a Hugo Boss.
You had some Hugo Boss cologne, I thought, didn't you?
I also got one. I've got at least one Hugo Boss belt that doesn't fit me. Admittedly, it was made in the 40s. They were real skinny in the Third Reich. I'm not going to lie to you. They weren't built for Guernsey folk. They weren't looking to recruit us when they occupied us.
No, actually, I was watching this whole video.
It's because you were too costly. You were too costly to.
Is a fascist idea because the Nazis were into physical fitness.
Oh, yeah, there was a Guardian woman who wrote that.
I'm sure.
I remember the article. Yeah, because they did a video.
They want everyone. They want everyone fat or scrawny and miserable, pumped full of chemicals, and not realizing that all you need to do to fix your problems is to lift a heavy rock till you hear the voices in your head go away. Because your body's literally wired to do so.
Or
no, you keep going to fucking therapy where they fill your head full of fucking bullshit.
Or his better idea is take the rock and put it on the people who tell you that lifting the bad rock is bad.
Exactly.
That's a much better idea. Can you lift this rock? No. Well, you're gonna do now, and then just plop it in their hands and just watch them fall and break their shins.
What gave us superiority over the entirety of the animal world was a simple change to our shoulder geometry that allowed us to throw things.
I will release the copyright claim on your video if you can send me a video of you benching 200 pounds below parallel. Exactly. Why didn't you do that?
By the way, those of you at home who have maybe seen the video about all the different psyops that Sam Hyde was doing against iDubbbz, go read the document. Good. There's so much stuff he doesn't even mention. Like the one entry that just says lean, and another entry that just says get a painting commissioned of iDubbbz strangling a little girl in a wheelchair.
What?
Yeah, look up the Sam Hyde iDubbbz gaslighting document. You will find it's full of absolute gold.
Gaslighting doc. I'll just bring it up here for a second, just for a moment.
And you get to the one of his boxing match with KSI, where one of the entries was come down to entry music that's just a recording of 100 women crying all at once.
I love how it's uploaded to Course Hero of all things. Just like an educational website. Allegedly. Here it is. Here's the gaslighting document.
Pirate sword, laptop, broken rocket, 5 speakers.
Yeah, okay, so important
what to bring? Skateboard, fingerboard ramps, art from kindergarten, football trophy from 2006, Obama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden, but close enough.
My dad.
My dad.
Fireworks, Xbox One, bullets with no gun, webcam, dead for huge print of Johnny Depp, talk about how much of a bitch I murdered. Tupperware rice cooker. Rack mount with tons of vintage audio gear, monitors and old comp towers can't break up. Borrow. Alexa, TV alerts.
I got plenty of those. Jesus poster, yeah.
Sledgehammer. It gets really nefarious towards the laptop.
It gets really nefarious later, yeah. This is just the
green screen, airsoft guns.
To buy. Yeah.
Expensive
alcohol, lots of alcohol.
I live there, trash bag with my clothes in it. Expensive alcohol.
Buying parakeets from Petco. Wait for the birds to stop chirping to record rap music. Put cream soda in a water bottle. Fill fridge with unbagged meat. A bunch of dead wasps. Lean.
Just
enough vape so everyone to
lean.
be doing it constantly. Fill empty mouth wash bottles with blue Gatorade. A keg. Derek Jeter fathead.
And record a lot of bad rap music. Stage fights where Sam re-records breaths and says the auto-tune's in the wrong key. One of us says we need to be about what we rap, implying we should rob someone.
Stage fight over who gets to use the alias Cream Boy.
Cream Boy.
One song entirely stolen Kid Rock lyrics.
Why comment to that last one? Who gets to use the alias Cream Boy? What the?
Yeah. Stage a fight over who gets to use the alias Cream Boy.
Stage fight over 1 to 2 decibel of volume difference.
Oh my god. Keep fucking up takes and blame someone else. Pat items down, then say, yeah, we just had a cyber attack this morning. Okay, no, read it all. Become a member. Fuck. Oh well, that's enough.
That's enough for one day.
That's enough for one day.
That's a little treat for those at home.
A little treat of the IDubbbz gaslighting document.
His KSI one's a bit more egregious. Like, it's full of actual cheating in that boxing match.
Creating fear among the workers and forcing the corporations to sell the things you want and not sell the things you don't. So,
well then,
I can't help but think this person legitimately is a physical embodiment of why deporting all those people to Australia was morally correct.
I don't know. He's
Look
like
at
an
him.
anti-Aussie though. He's antithetical to the Aussie stereotype. You know.
That and I think eugenics might have been a mistake.
Bruce.
Or getting rid of it rather. I'm not saying the state should get involved, but I'm saying the idea of selective breeding for genes is just like a sane thing to do. I mean, why would you breed with inferior genes? I mean, what the hell is the point? You're trying to make strong people, not fucking troglodytes. Jesus Christ.
So
I know someone is going to think that what I just said is terrifying, but like, just, like, be real. Why would you produce?
Mostly you guys at home aren't fucking to breed anyway. You're doing it for like you're involved in casual sex, not ranked competitive sex.
Our planet and its future is now basically held hostage by young males recruited into 4chan's hate army by Elon Musk and extremist online podcasters like Joe Rogan and Tim Pool. That's why this is fake.
Okay, no, I'm actually gonna...
The next line coming up might tip us over into satire, but I'm not sure. It could just be...
This is where it definitely tips over into satire.
Okay, no, I'll actually defend that line.
Prepare yourselves, guys.
No.
Where do we go from here?
No. The Rogan and Tim Pool one, I'll actually defend that. That's easy to defend. Because these people...
They think that... I mean, I have heard them say that Tim Pool and...
Let him cook, for fuck's sake.
Are
Mace.
Yes.
There we go, thank you. It's basically, they live in an echo chamber and anyone outside of it is basically far right. There's no such thing as a center or middle and that shit. It's just like, it's us versus them. They have a very basic friend versus enemy distinction. And anything outside of their echo chamber is just right, that's it.
And anyone offering an outlet of like fairly normal sounding like centrist bullshit, like Rogan and Pool, that is a single crack in the absolute like iron curtain between them and the rest of the functioning human beings on Earth.
Yeah,
and that's what they did on YouTube and on Twitter for years, and not on Twitter anymore, but still on YouTube to a
By the way, after we're done reading this, we need to read the comments because the comments are a bloodbath. It's amazing.
The comments are a bloodbath.
They do not regulate the comments at all, and it's amazing.
Which is why I also believe this is a satire website, because if you've ever looked at a leftist website, pretty much almost every lefty news outlet closed comments altogether in about 2016. I've got a paper on this. Well, they all started to close the comment section.
What's the functional difference if it's towing the line this hard? There's no difference.
Yeah, at the end
of
the day.
It's a moot point. But at worst, this site exists so that people will think it's real, and all the left can go point and laugh and say, haha, they fell for a satirical web variation. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just a fucking honey trap.
Yeah. Which... Exactly. It's that if
it's saying the same thing they did previously, but laughing at the end.
Indecipherable. Yeah, if it's indecipherable from what they actually say on their real websites, then what's the point? But this line, however,
if your politics are indecipherable from a joke, then maybe your politics are a fucking joke.
Maybe your politics are a joke. Here's the best line though. Economic thinkers like Hassan Piker
He is neither economic nor a thinker.
I don't think he can think. Suggest one short-term solution for revitalizing ESG could involve ethical investment requirements. For
Hey. I have to defend Hassan on one thing. He is a brilliant salesman. He can sell socialism to retards and make money from it.
They're retards, so they're the only ones who believe socialism works.
Yeah, but he's smart enough to get them to believe that dumb shit. No one else is going to exploit their fucking money. We're too busy trying to care for them because we actually give a shit. He doesn't. He gives no fucks, and he just exploits them. That's brilliant. That's a filthy capitalist right there.
Yes, he is a filthy
gun to your head, people. Gun to your skull. Okay. Like, and it's not like I'm in substantial caliber. It's like, or in the case of Aiden, it could be fucking anything. It could be a fucking lawn dart. But gun to your head, you have to pick a lefty to hang out with. I think that Hassan Pike is a pretty strong competitor. Let's face. I'm talking like me. I'm talking like I'm talking this branch of fucking left. I'm not talking like
okay.
Like people who are actually paleo. Not allowed to pick markers.
Okay, but now the question becomes who am I picking from?
Anyone in like left, like
lefty debate
and
left. Yeah, breadtube stuff.
Ooh, I'd like to hang out with Anna Kasparian.
She would be a laugh.
She would be.
Because you just know that behind closed doors, she says some fucked up shit.
That's why.
Get a couple of shots.
If Shoe on head counts, then yeah, Shoe.
I think
I like Shoe.
I get the impression Anna behind closed doors is like really like excessively racist.
I mean, look at Anna's face. That is that's someone who brings their own handle of vodka to the party.
She just strikes me as the kind of person that if you get them behind closed doors, like, what do you really think? She will like say some really based shit.
Get her drunk. She might say some base shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because considering that the stuff that made her snap.
Chris seems cool.
I prefer to hang out with people who don't look like they live in the Shire.
Wait, Chris? You're talking about Chris Reagan?
Chris is like 5'3".
Yeah, he's a tiny guy. That's still rude. Bring height.
Do you think I give a crap?
I know.
This is a person who said that he thinks he's better than a load of people while being a complete moron.
Yeah, that was pretty. That was.
Chris Reagan's like the last person I'd hang out with. I would literally rather hang out with Hassan than him.
At least I guess with Hassan.
If you can bring back like a couple drinks in, you're bringing back Dude Bro Hassan, who's actually fairly entertaining.
That's
you just need to accept that he's going to be the dumbest person in the room, and he's going to say a bunch of dumb shit. But he's the furthest from thrifty as possible. All you need to do is like offer to buy him a thing of chicken nuggets, and he'll like pay for the whole like outing.
Do you think behind the scenes, like when the camera goes off, he thinks like all his supporters are retards?
Probably.
I mean, that's how
I strongly suspect
they might be giving him the benefit of the doubt.
That's how I think people like. There are a lot of people on YouTube and Twitch and stuff who do think all their viewers are retards.
Who is the one that is on Adam and Sis that is insufferably stupid and annoys the crap out of me? Is it Doomer?
I like Doomer.
So I say you realize how little that narrows it down, right?
Doomer is actually quite articulate.
Okay, there's plenty of people who are articulate but have stupid ideas. I don't care about how articulate you are.
I think it's not just that. I genuinely like Doomer's takes. I don't always agree with them, but I like Doomer's takes a lot of the time.
Oh my god! Someone said AOC.
Oh god.
Oh no, she'd be hot. I don't want to hang out. She's also an ex-barmaid, so she'd be such a fucking narc. It would be unreal.
Yeah.
Usually, like people who are like barmen, fine. Usually, barmaids, especially barmaids, are the worst bitch. My supervisor at work is a fucking ex-barmaid, and yeah, I would expect them to be the biggest scumbag you know.
Spoon.
No.
Who they've had on recently a couple.
No. I'm in Doomer. I would like to see.
I feel like Brianna Wu would be good after a couple. Like I think, like with Brianna, you'd have to get him on like fucking like PCP to get him actually high.
I don't know
like, Brianna Wu is like a couple of spliffs away from turning into fucking like.
Do you know who would be a sane lefty to hang out with?
Who?
At least when it comes to foreign policy, Jimmy Dore.
Yeah, I'd hang out with. Well,
yeah.
Look, I will never forgive Jimmy Dore for spitting on Alex Jones, but I'd hang out with him and talk foreign policy. Well, getting drunk or something.
Yeah, foreign policy, like foreign policy is actually really good.
Yeah,
but on domestic, he's a complete git. Yeah, because he's
foreign policy though. He's
one of those people that think
at it for a long time.
Yeah, but he's one of those people that thinks because the state is very involved in war, that can be repurposed for something else. And it's like, no, Jimmy, that will never happen.
See what the chat's saying. Yeah. People are saying like Bill Maher.
Oh my God! No! Don't get me started.
I don't. No, Bill Maher has got Bill Maher's got some, every now and then Bill Maher's alright, but most of the time Bill Maher will come out with some of the most heinous shit possible. I would rather hang out with fucking Brianna at that point, because at least Brianna's like Brianna's one spliff away from turning into Terry Guinness.
I'd rather hang out with Brianna Wu than Bill Maher or Kyle. Oh, Kyle Kalinske. I'd rather shoot myself. James. Holy shit.
Him.
That's the thing. Everyone on the left seems like they're not fun to hang out with.
It's because they're miserable pricks.
Look at people on the right. Most people on the left would at least admit, like, fuck it, hang out with Alex Jones would be amazing.
Yeah, everyone wants to hang out with Alex Jones. I don't know, just thinking like, just in leaders, they're all cool guys to hang out with, you know.
Yeah, but they're not lefties, in.
Whatever you think about Jeremy from the Quartering, he seems like he'd be a cool guy to have a drink with. I mean,
the coolest. Okay, I'm gonna say
chill, laid back people.
I'm gonna say something really controversial, which is the coolest person below is Jonathan, and by far Jonathan. You don't even see him.
Jonathan's into the Marshall stuff, which you are too. So
yeah.
No, I would say
not bench.
I would say as far as Kyle Kalinske goes, I would never hang out with him, but I wouldn't mind hanging out with his wife.
Anyway, so ESG could involve ethical investments requirements for funds, ETFs, and 401k plans. So, in other words, they're going to take out of your 401k. They're going to take your retirement funds and invest them in this stuff that is just halved itself in profitability.
It's like divest your portfolio and just invest in fucking gold and just other precious metals.
Raw materials. Raw materials are what's important.
Yeah.
Not lithium. Don't go for lithium. Your house will die. You'll die in a house fire if you invest in just lithium.
Such a mandate could function as a booster shot in the arm of ethical financial interests.
Does she still exist?
Oh, no. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. No, I don't want to be that guy who passes out first at a fucking party, and I wake up to Lacey Green trying to like devour me from the waist down. I wouldn't put. Oh, boy, folks at home.
You guys don't like Connor and Harry? Fuck you, guys.
Folks at home.
Bruh.
Those you might back in the day, you might have thought to yourself, Lacey's easy on the eyes. Do not. There's certain bear traps you don't put your penis near.
I mean, she's got tits, and that's basically it. I think that's
if it was,
she looks fairly decent, but then she talks, and then that just sours.
No, AOC used to be good looking, but now she's got like that skeletal thing going on. All that coke running around in the house is taking its toll.
Yeah, Harry is a fellow metalhead. He is a monarchist. He's good people.
Yes.
Yeah, most people
oh my God, Emma Vageland! No, dear God.
No.
If there's like a list of 5 people that I would disappear, she would be in my top 3 easily.
I'm still kicking. Return to the matter of like Harry from Lucy is I'm still kicking myself because he said that I looked like Hagrid because we turned up on halfway through the trip, and it was just.
Well, we were talking about how we had just been. We said we had just been to the Harry Potter experience thing in London before going to Swindon, and then Harry mentioned that you look like Hagrid. And I'm kicking myself because I didn't have the wherewithal to say you're a wizard, Harry. I didn't say it. I should have done. Harry, if you're there at home, I'm sorry. That was the easiest layup you could have given me, and I fumbled the bag. In my defense, I have been dragged around all over the UK by this 2-bit avian bitch, and I was not in my right mind. Oh my God. Okay. You've got to realise, folks at home, that Aiden is like a goose. She's migratory. She will drag you around wherever she wishes to go. Honk. Will it happen? Not unless reasonable people get together and create their own lawmaker influencing echo chambers to counter theirs. A tall proposition. That's heightist, isn't it? Ultimately, we'll have to deal with the terrorists. Our planet is now at stake. Okay, so that article's satire. I refuse to believe otherwise. Although no, I think it was made by an AI. I think that was legitimately posted by an AI, and that little flourish at the end was just the result of them not reading it all the way through. Before we posted it. Also, then we go on to it. Excuse me, for your heroine to be the heroine of your story with this 161 comprehensive survival kit. Okay, you can be the heroine of your story. Here's a combat shuffle. This kind of company does not advertise on their website. Yeah. I mean, okay. Now, to be fair, if they were set up in Iceland, that maybe explain why. Like, I like the spork
and knife combo with almost every single item here has a bottle opener. Everything has a bottle opener. This is just a pisshead survival kit. Like bottle opener. Let's go through one by one. Bag, obviously no bottle opener there. Lantern, you could probably crack open a bottle with it. Knife, it's a knife.
That's not
utility
a knife.
Two bottle openers. Screwdriver set, it's different beast. The multi-tool bottle opener. Paracord, you can open a bottle with paracord. Same with the strap. Bottle opener on the flint and steel. Bottle opener on the card. I'm not sure about what that strap is. I assume it's some kind of fastening thing. The spork knife has a bottle opener. The carabiner can be used to open a bottle. The whistle does not have that, obviously being made of plastic. The next one along...
Oh, shit. Whoops.
Could be used for that.
Click on it, my bad.
The entrenching tool has a bottle opener on the bladed side.
Oh, it does! Oh my god, what?
The medical kit does not have a bottle opener, but it has fish hooks and all sorts of other bullshit. It's a full fishing kit. There's a wire saw. Obviously, this stuff is not going to have a bottle opener, but almost every other single item has a bottle opener on it.
Let's look at some of the comments.
You need to be careful with these comments.
I was going to say, are you sure? The comments are... I'm
not going to read them aloud.
The further you go...
Yeah.
Young guy called George Floyd. Anonymous, racism is a hoax. No, it isn't. I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, God, this...
Dr. Nosenberg, I'm sure he's got a great input. I'm not going to read it out loud.
Do nothing.
What Anon was talking about was actually supporting Israel.
Is here.
Gary the Jude then chimes in on Yakub's post, and Mikael then chimes in on his. Kang is now chimed in.
Yeah.
A Wyatt man.
A Wyatt
Kang again.
Uncle H just says, "Are you Jewish?"
Jamie and just another proud terrorist gang. Elon fan. Elon's my favorite African American. Dr. Eli Nosenberg. Gabby Spunkwell.
Autistic African furry.
That's not my account.
There's Rabbi Newsberg. It's a different one. Adult
Hitler.
AH-64 Apache. So you see why I think this is fake.
Fuck liberals.
You see why I think this is
Kal-El.
fake.
Lolty. This isn't like, it's just what like comment sections are like on MSN, to be honest.
But not on leftist media outlets, because they always censor.
Did someone dox someone in the comments?
Apparently, yeah.
We're getting out then. Okay, bye. I think it's fake, but it's still funny. And as we said, in the long run, it doesn't actually matter because it's indistinguishable.
Yeah.
So
that, by the way, kids, don't buy fucking shitty survival kits. Just look up the tools you need and buy them individually.
First of all, I think.
If you can see that. Here's Bob.
What are we doing?
Those of you at home, if you're going to get into survival kit shit,
there you go.
If you get into survival, you need to watch Wrangle Star, watch reputable survival channels, and more importantly, just try to avoid places that require survival equipment if you can help it, unless you're out camping.
Yeah, probably. So here we go. Here's Bob Iger on how the movie business is changing.
You could look at Wish, Indiana Jones.
Look at that.
What do you think? What's happening? What's happening?
Well, I think you have to look.
Every movie this year besides Guardians of the Galaxy 3 flopped.
Look at it a couple of ways. First of all, I think the movie business is changing.
Yes, it's because you have shit writers and activists, you fucking twat.
How is it changing?
Box office today is about 75% of what it was pre-COVID. I think we have conditioned the audience to
expect shit.
Why is this man out here in a tessellated
films
suit?
will be.
What?
Look at the fit of his suit. He's got not pinstriped. It's like very subtly tessellated. It's all squares.
Maybe a little bit.
Motherfucker looks like a checkers board.
Yeah.
Man out here like graph paper.
And he's being played.
And from his own, I would say from his own explication there, which is wrong, is that then didn't you yourselves all train the audience to not go to theaters? Didn't you train them then? Because you're like, no, stay home. You can't come out to the movies because COVID, you need to stay locked up and become depressed and socially anxious and stuff. And we'll release this shit on Disney Plus. But guess what? It's not performing on your streaming platforms either. So why you can't even blame it
around with the subscriptions.
COVID's over.
You keep fucking around with subscriptions and like how much it costs. Like when you fuck around, people get pissed off.
And the argument is only that, well, COVID scared people away from theaters. That's not true. Look at Oppenheimer. Look at Barbie. This is demonstrably not true. So this is a lie.
On streaming platforms relatively quickly, and that the experience of accessing them and watching them in the home is better than it ever was. One, easier to access in terms of the technology.
Right. Two, it's easier to access, but people still want to go to the theater. They do. It's demonstrable. Barbie and Oppenheimer. Fucking huge event.
Do you want to go to watch it at home, or do you want to watch it in the theater with someone screaming at the fucking screen?
I mean,
do you want to go sit in a sticky seat and buy like fucking, what is it now? Probably like $15 popcorn.
I understand why people don't because of those reasons, but it's also like there is on those huge screens with that huge surround sound. There is something that's fun about that. About going to going to a movie as an event, right? Particularly, I mean, that's what I always. The time I'd go to movies was on premieres for all the Marvel stuff. Fuck, dude, I'd go in costume sometimes.
The infrastructure is no longer keeping up with demand, and like you know what's great is like going to watch a tense drama and having the fucking like Taylor Swift like concert movie next door where everyone's like singing their fucking guts out.
Yeah, true.
Drowning out what you're trying to listen to.
Still though.
There's a reason the arcades died out.
Press play.
I would say, but as far as Disney goes, it's just because they're producing shit movies.
Living room than before.
Yeah.
And a bargain. When
they're
you
using
think about it,
the ESG is essentially the same
Disney
as the
Plus
tax.
You can get for $7 a month. That's a
like
lot
the
cheaper
tax
than taking your whole family to a film. So I think the bar is now raised in terms of quality about what gets people out of their homes into movie theaters. Some of it is just being part of basically the social wave. Certainly Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Good movies, you stupid asshole.
Did that for two
expecting Central and Manware
and so I think that's one thing. Second, in our particular case, and specifically...
Hey, look, we've produced really shit movies over the last year. Nobody wants to see them. I wonder why nobody wants to go to the movies anymore.
But it's not just the last year. They've been talking about training audiences. You've been training audiences for years now that you're not going to produce things that they actually want. You finish up on Endgame, you finish Endgame, and people are like, oh, okay, what's Marvel going to do now? Shit.
Do you know what I've been? You know what I've been trained to think in the last like 3 years of watching the entertainment sector? Everything that isn't white is shit.
I mean, it's usually a good indicator if there's a. It's not always a good indicator, but I would say that if you see the production stills or something, and there's
if I see a movie,
no white people or one white person,
yes,
and they're in like the background, maybe
if I see someone come out and just says, "Hey, look, this movie is diverse," I instantly assume it's shit. The first thing I want to know is how many white people are in your movie. If the answer is all of them, I will watch it because I guarantee you it's going to be good.
Conversely, I miss blaxploitation a lot. Used to be so good. There's actually something like good all black movies.
Are you advocating for slavery again,
called
Bill?
Spell. Yeah, but well, no, because I don't go in for redundant shit. No one out here getting a steam power tractor. But there's a film out there called Spell. Very awkward to look up film. It's about like Afro-Caribbean like mythology and shit in how it's practiced in the modern day as a horror film. It's really effective. It's an excellent film, but it's also a film by black people about a matter of black culture, and it's executed well, acted well.
Yeah, absolutely, you can do that. There's plenty of examples of it. You know, so my next video is
not invasive. That's why.
My next video is on this subject. Specifically, do women like this shit? Do women actually like all this female diversity, girl boss stuff in media?
No.
Guess what I found real quickly in the data? Absolutely not. Not on any level. I can't find a single piece of research that actually shows that they do. Every piece of research that I've looked at shows that women don't like bitchy, obnoxious female characters who are also unattractive in particular. They don't like it. So you're literally appealing to nobody.
Yeah, I mean, that was the most bizarre thing in that thing that you sent me, is that women appreciate beauty more than men do.
Yes, considerably more. in female characters.
Yes.
Women look more at other women's attractiveness.
Yes.
It matters more to women than it does to men.
And that's why I said to you, like, if that is the case, and you are actively making unattractive women that the female audience that you're supposed to represent don't actually appreciate, it just tells me the regime hates women. Because all the male,
don't appreciate.
But all the male characters look the shit, and people think like, oh, this is like V says this is like this is the one thing I will disagree with V on, is V talks about it, oh, the female gaze must be protected. I'm like, this is what V does. V tells you what the game is, and he tells you what the intention is, and then I tell you what it actually is doing. Because I can see it's not having the intended effect at fucking all, because it's...
Well, clearly it isn't.
Yeah, but that's what is funny.
What is funny, like, for example, in terms of having the opposite effect, women who saw a movie that featured a aggressive but unattractive woman were far more likely to say that they believe that women should have a woman who should embrace traditional gender roles when she saw an ugly woman who was aggressive. She's like, no, women, gender roles are good, right?
Yes.
And it was the opposite when it was a beautiful, it was the same thing when she saw a beautiful and aggressive woman. So like Laura Croft, right? Or
Influx.
Ripley, something like that, yeah? Then she also said, yes, traditional gender roles are better. And it was most predominant in women in this finding. I'll go over it in my video, but I wrote 8,000 words today, guys, so, and I read like...
Someone please kill me.
15 studies, so... Why? Because you're going to have to read
I have to write
it.
jokes for dog shit.
I already wrote some jokes into it. This one has been quite easy to write, because I know a lot about all this media stuff, and I'm interested in it. And I was fascinated to find all these studies on it. I was really shocked to even see that all these data existed, just that women do not like this girl power crap. They like female character, aggressive, ugly women in their movies.
What's the takeaway? It's like, oh, we made this woman fugly, so it's not about the male gaze and all the fucking lesbians and bisexual women on the sidelines saying, what the fuck?
But that's what they keep arguing for, and yet it's like, well, okay, aren't you the left, the party of science? Why don't you go read some of these papers then? I've got them going back to 2003.
Hayden, you do realize
Feinberg.
They don't actually care about experts in science. It's just about the sloganeering of... It's basically, when they say experts, it's this is the appearance of legitimacy. That's all that fucking means.
Yeah.
As a big side, Horowitz, Feinberg, and I can't remember what the third one over is. I knew it. Verb confirmed. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you for the 20 Horowitz.
You're very welcome, Horowitz. Also, someone else like, would we hang out with Ray Swarsky? Depends how much blow he's on, really.
Well, I've got the...
Didn't you used to hang out? Didn't you used to be pally with Ray Swarsky?
Yeah, I've met Worski. And we met at Knoxville. Horowitz, Feinberg, and Horowitz for another 20. Man, thank you so much.
Even Bill's thoughts on John Woo. I'm not really up to date on the John Woo films, to be honest. And I know I'm a fan of Mr. Woo from Deadwood, but there we go. It's a different beast. Spelled differently.
For 20, Horowitz, Feinberg, and Horowitz also says, can we call this woke movie stuff for what it is, please? The entertainment version of malware.
Oh my god, that's a really good description, actually.
That is very good.
That's really fucking good.
It's just trying to infect your brain with their absolute nonsense.
That's brilliant. How the hell did I never think of that? That's fucking genius.
Yeah.
Horowitz with another fat dub.
Rob Walker, who's been a member for 8 months, says, I suspect the machine is essentially afraid because the tricks that fool people in 2020 have been seen through and nothing left will work. Yeah, I presume that's also part of why they're panicking right now. Daniel Stevens just gave a 1. Thank you for your first super chat also.
Woo.
And then I think that's up. Okay, let's go back to Bob Iger.
About those films, some of those films, they were not as good. They were not as high in quality. Not every one that you mentioned, as some.
Yes, every one of them that you mentioned.
And yes, all of them were lower in quality. Half of them are freaking remakes.
Yes.
Which I don't even understand. I mean, I guess just like the remake thing, I've never understood the appeal of the live action remakes whatsoever. I think it's just for like Gen Z.
I'm fairly certain it's purely for IP retention.
Well, I think that's
for rights
legal
retention
reason. But why have they done so well? Just like it's just pure nostalgia bait. It's like I remember this movie from when I was a kid, so I want to see it again. But it's like, but then just go watch the movie. Why do you want to see it remade? I can't.
A good chunk of it, I think, is literally them buying seats. That's why the marketing budget is so high, despite the fact they're not really pushed that hard.
I think it probably
when have you ever seen an advert for these live action films? Seen a trailer.
That's a good fucking point. I've never seen any.
Where is the money going? The price of advertising space is not going up; it's going down because you get shit like the apocalypse. So it's cheaper than ever to run this shit.
I think a lot of it is parents taking their kids because they're like, I remember this movie from when I was a kid, so I'll take my child to the theater so they can relive the experience I had. And it's like, but it's not the same movie. It's some weird, uncanny. All of them. I've not seen one where it didn't.
Uncanny's a good way of saying dog shit.
Yeah, I just don't care for it. No thanks. Anyway.
Some of their predecessors, our films, and as they should have been, particularly in this environment.
Why do you think that was?
Well, The Marvels was shot during COVID. There wasn't as much supervision on the set, so to speak, where we have executives there really looking over what's being done.
That's notoriously given as an excuse of why things are shit. Fucking meddling from the studio. Executive meddling is a byword for dog shit quality.
Yeah. But as far as I know, there hasn't been a bunch of executive meddling other than make sure that you meet all these boxes that you already want to tick. Because we hired you specifically to tick boxes.
It was a result of mostly of COVID, but at the same time, we increased our output tremendously to feed the streaming platforms. Too much, by the way.
Mistake.
You can't blame COVID in 2023 for why the box office failed. I'm sorry, that's a ridiculous cope.
Definite mistake. Quality needs attention to deliver quality. Doesn't happen by accident. And quantity, in our case, diluted quality. And Marvel suffered greatly from that. So there are different reasons, and I'm the first. I've been very public about it, saying, I would say right now, my number one priority is to help the studio turn around creatively. Now, let's also.
Also, Rosario says,
what does that fucking mean? It means nothing.
It's the sequels. None of that meant anything. It's the remakes. It's the sequels. What's the most well-performing movie in terms of the MCU? A sequel. It's Endgame. So no, people absolutely like sequels. They like this whole MCU thing that you built up, but they want it to have some kind of consistent quality. And all this multiverse shit just confuses people.
It doesn't confuse people. It just devalues it.
I mean,
because if you've got multiple universes, then you can just jump over the next one and try again.
Wait, then who cares if no one's ever really?
No one likes a. If you're a Let's Player and you get fucked over by circumstances, people might put up with you save scumming. If you are doing it every single turn, of like a fucking 4X game, you're playing Total Warhammer and you're save scumming every single fucking fight, people are gonna get pissed off with you. That's what multiverse is. It's save scumming for fucking plot.
Well, the thing about it that I've talked about before, but which is so baffling to me, is that this all happened to Marvel comics in the late 80s and early 90s. We are literally reliving history.
Comic book crash.
There was a massive comic book crash with Marvel and DC when they were in their dark and edgy era. People got fed up with it. It wasn't just the dark and edgy stuff. It was, Max Landis, who's got some allegations against him. I don't know what happened to him. He dipped off the face of the planet. But he made a really good video about the comic book, The Death and Return of Superman, the comic book run on that. And he made a good point at the end of that video. He said, the Death and Return of Superman as a comic book story didn't comic book and just bring them back to life when it was convenient. And then,
I would say that was one major advantage of Blackest Night, was showing that all these deaths and rebirths were a work, and there was weight on it. That helped reintroduce some danger to dying and coming back.
But the comic book sales crash when they started doing that. Yeah, well, now they got better in like the 2000s when the Marvel Cinematic Universe started up again. Comic sales did start to do better. But now they're absolutely in the toilet. And the reason they're in the toilet is because it's all this garbage written by women. I got a video on that and we'll watch in a minute here, but specifically on that. But yeah, it's all because it's this ESG woke shit that doesn't appeal to anyone.
There's more money in a flop than in a success, as long as that flop is towing the fucking line. But they always give people shit saying, it's just like by the numbers. This is literally by the numbers. Is what can I do to scalp more money out of this? What's essentially the same shit as when Uber Bowl used to have there was Uber Bowl, all the really dog shit films he used to make that were adaptations of video games. The reason he made them is because there was a tax exploit in German like movie industry, that if you made a film, there was a bunch of criteria that if you met it, you would always make a profit with no risk to yourself. That's why around the time of Rampage coming out, he actually started making good films again, because they closed that loophole. This is the same shit. ESG is a corporate version of that. That
yes,
corpos like fucking BlackRock will give you money as long as you toe their fucking line, and you don't need to appeal to the crowd.
No,
these films are not for people; they are for corporations to tick boxes.
Exactly. Like, literally, these movies are not made for.
You're watching subsidized content. You're watching stuff which they couldn't have, like the special kid who gets hired onto a company because the fucking state is paying half their wages.
It's why it seems so insane. Is that like they keep saying like, no, it's just white males who are conservative Nazis who are downvoting our movies. Also, you need to go see them because otherwise you're a bigot if you don't see it. But also, it's not made for you. But at the same time, it's like they keep saying they're looking for this elusive audience of leftist brown Muslim women who exist and are gay and transgender who exist somewhere, but they're really not. Because exactly what you said, Bill. They know that audience doesn't. Bob Iger knows that audience doesn't really exist. This is about getting a payout from BlackRock, Vanguard, and other of these major donor companies. But they also do not have totally limited money. And when their shit can't even get anyone to watch it, can't even trick people into going to the theaters, the money's going to dry up, because you can't even trick people into going to the theaters and seeing it anymore. You have to like at least kind of try, and they're not trying anymore. They're just shitting out.
These people, the only reason that BlackRock can continue to do this shit is because they are fucking in bed with governments that are printing money.
Yep.
At the end of the day, they are spent, like, this money has to come from somewhere. These corporations do have a lot of subsidiaries, but where is the money has to come from? Fucking somewhere. Like and there's bailouts, there's like subsidies, and there's just straight up payments into these companies by governments. This money, every time you see some of this dog shit fucking movies, know that it's coming out of your pocket somehow.
Yeah.
Whether you whether you go to it or not, you're the one who's going to be paying for it in some small way.
Manu Chusai says, what Disney is doing just the Mel Brooks producer scheme? No, I don't. Well, I mean, sort of to a degree, in that I don't think they're intentionally producing shit to just produce shit. They just don't care. Yeah.
So what can we do to keep the license?
Producers, but just how do we keep the license, and how do we get a paycheck from BlackRock and Vanguard? That's it.
$5 from Kizza. The king has blessed the stream. Disney getting smashed is why the free market is great. And Aiden, there's a white pill delivery in your inbox.
Oh, let me see. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, that's so cute.
Every time someone on this fucking stream makes Aiden end up broody, I'm gonna fucking take it out on you guys. You just wait till tomorrow's fucking Thursday game. I'm gonna just. This is gonna be bad manners from here to Timbuktu.
What do you call those? Like those little coin machines where usually in America we'd have them like outside of grocery stores. You like this one's like a little UFO or something. Very cute. You put it in, and it's like a little ride that they have like in malls and outside shopping centers. You know what I mean? For little kids. Yeah. Cute. Anyway, bye-bye.
To put it in perspective, we set the bar so high. Year after year after year, we had the best performance in the business, probably for a decade.
You own the business.
And I'm not sure another studio will ever achieve some of the numbers that we achieved with multiple. I mean, we got to the point where if a film didn't do $1 billion in global box office, we were disappointed.
Yeah, you got to the point where if a film didn't make $1 billion, I remember this, you were disappointed. The Marvels just managed to make, to not even cross 200 million global, and you closed. Maybe it cost over 400 million to make. 200 million.
Meanwhile, it looked like something you could bash together in fucking 10 minutes in fucking Adobe After Effects.
That's an unbelievably high standard. And I think we have to get more realistic.
We get more realistic, like being okay with every single movie that you release this year, besides Guardians 3, losing money or barely breaking even.
The films you mentioned,
that's
by the way, which is interesting about kind of the New World Order, did okay at the box office. Elementals
we'll keep sourcing out all our special effects stuff down to like Korea.
But it didn't do okay in the box office. So The only movie that, like I said, did okay was the Guardians one.
I judge people that cut their trousers a lot of the time. This Georgian fit on this fucking trouser leg tells me that you're a louche and a fucking degenerate. If your fucking socks are that high up and your trousers are that fucking short, then yeah, I'm assuming you're some pseudo Georgian wannabe asshole. Especially wearing a tessellated suit. Good grief.
Yeah.
Look at these wankers.
They are a bunch.
Is there a person in this image you'd trust with anything? I wouldn't trust these idiots to park a car.
Hell no.
Box office. By the way, to some studios that would be a gigantic.
Also, they both have their legs folded like women.
Also, there's a massive. They are mirroring each other's
Yes.
They're mirroring each other completely perfectly. It tells you exactly who's on whose side.
Communication accommodation theory. Yeah.
Also, wearing slip-ons and high socks to a fucking televised interview makes you look like a complete ponce.
$500 million film. It's a failure, which is interesting. But then it went on Disney Plus and had massive consumption. Right. So that says something.
Does it?
Maybe people didn't perceive it was the kind of film they needed to see in the theater.
But you won't publish your viewership.
So exactly. So
you're lying to us. We know this is all fucking botting at the best of times and just lies at the worst.
Why would we have any reason to believe what you're saying there when you won't release your viewership numbers on Disney Plus? So until you release the viewership numbers,
and no one can.
I believe everything that you're saying is a lie.
The streaming services are tanking like a Panzer division. I guarantee you, the actual numbers are fucked.
Yeah. I would not be surprised at all.
Let me ask you about franchises and the value of IP. I don't think actually most people have ever read this letter, so I'm going to read it aloud if I could. This was a letter written in 1966 by Walt Disney, the man himself. It was 2 months before dying from lung cancer. He was a heavy smoker. And he wrote this to shareholders about what he said makes us tick here at the Disney organization.
Yeah,
many people have asked, why don't you make another Mary Poppins?
Throw that in there,
well, by nature, I'm a born experimenter. To this day, I don't believe in sequels. I can't follow popular cycles. I have to move on to new things. There are many new worlds to conquer. As a matter of fact, people have been asking us to make sequels ever since Mickey Mouse first became a star.
Knowing that how much Walt would have fucking despised him.
We have vowed only on one occasion to the cry to repeat ourselves. Back in the 30s, the Three Little Pigs was an enormous hit, and the cry went out, give us more pigs. I could not see how we could possibly top Pigs with Pigs. But we tried, and I doubt whether any one of you reading this can name the other cartoons in which the pigs appeared. We didn't make the same mistake with Snow White. When it was a huge hit, the shout went up for more dwarfs. Top dwarfs, why try?
Ooh, how interesting. That one's quite pertinent right now, isn't it?
Top dwarfs, why try? Right now, we're not thinking about making another Mary Poppins. We never will. Perhaps there'll be other ventures with equal critical and financial success, but we know we cannot hit a home run with the bases loaded every time we go to the plate. We also know the only way we can even get to first base is by constantly going to bat and continuing to swing. What would Walt think now?
Rolling in his fucking grave,
I'm going to talk to him later. Maybe I'll let you know. I actually think about that a lot. We about 5 years ago, we put Walt's office back together again as it existed the day he passed. We had saved everything that was in it, and there had been photographs taken of everything, including the order of the books on the shelves. And we decided, kind of,
like the studio's mourning the last time they had any credibility.
Well, no, he's going to say here that he goes and sits in it to try and channel him. It's so weird.
The lack of pillar of flame engulfing his carcass is proof that he's not.
Yeah.
You mentioned he was a smoker. It's filled with ashtrays. Wherever you go, there's an ashtray. And every once in a while, I go in, not to smoke, by the way, I don't smoke, but I go into his office.
It might bump your testosterone
feel the
up.
presence. I know that sounds a little weird, but it's kind of a nice way to relax and appreciate the legacy of the company.
It's like you're doing any fucking work, you lazy prick.
You study Walt is that Walt.
What the fuck does Bob Iger actually do on a daily basis? Piss all.
Probably.
He swans around the place. He gives fucking
wishes
interviews.
He could smoke.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Sitting there thinking, I could go for a Marlboro right now.
Kiss It for £5 says, my favorite Disney film is Song of the South. If you know what that is, you know Disney will never re-release that title. Yes, that is true.
I want to
re-release that one.
I want to see them race up Tarzan.
Oh yeah, that would.
We know they won't. It's a white ape.
You're never doing that one.
At adapting to change. First of all, he loved technology. He loved to use technology. And he also knew that the world was not a static place. That was true for his theme parks. That was true for his movies, for television, everything that he did.
He
was a true innovator. An innovator is someone who never stands still.
To the point of fucking over some of his actual
he wanted
employees.
he wanted to make like cities and stuff. I mean, that's how Epcot was designed around.
He was a futurist.
The idea for a futuristic city, yeah.
He was also a bit of a despot. Let's be real here.
Yeah. That's like the people mover. Like all that stuff was. He's like, I'm going to make the city of the future. That was what Epcot was.
I'm okay with despots.
I think you at one point read it to me, and I think we had just done the sequel to Mary Poppins. I thought, wow, this is good timing. I think
nothing in this room is good timing.
I don't want to apologize for making sequels. Some of them have done extraordinarily well, and they've been good films.
They were good. They did well.
There has to be a reason to make them.
Well, yeah,
interesting. A good story. And often the story doesn't hold up to, it's not as strong as the original story. That can be a problem, but it just has to have a reason. You have to have a reason to make it beyond commerce. There has to be there has to be an artistic reason to make it.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense because your numbers have been tanking. So what the hell is the justification for that?
Well, no, he's saying you have to have a reason beyond commerce. So what he actually said was he actually did tell the truth there for a second. They have a reason beyond commerce to the point that they're willing to burn money. Literally burn money because they have a
but that would make sense if you were actually decent. Holy fuck, this thing is tiny.
No, well he just said that they don't care about money.
I'm talking about a hard drive before fucking someone take that out of context.
Oh, just said they don't make movies because to be profitable, which is fine. But what he's really saying there is that we are willing to burn our money. We're willing to burn our company. Because our message is so important. These are activists, they're ideologues, they don't care about anything but the message.
And we've made too many. It doesn't mean we're not going to continue to make them. We're making a number of them now, right?
What the fuck did he just say?
He said they're not going to make as many sequels anymore because the sequels aren't doing well.
We've made too many, so we're not going to stop making them. We have a bunch of them planned right now. Okay, so where exactly is the slow down or the stopping that you've made too many, you fucking twat?
But then Wish just failed. Your 100-year anniversary special, which is a unique IP for the most part, also just failed. So it doesn't matter if you make a sequel or if you... Yes, it was shit. It doesn't make it matter if you're making original films. It's what failed before that. They did another movie that flopped last year. Oh, not Inside Out. What was it called? The one that was like about the fire people and the water people or something. That movie also tanked. That was a Pixar film. Did absolutely terribly. So, like, even their original...
Can anyone name a single decent film they've made recently? When's the last time they made a decent film?
No. It's been...
has it been within for the last 5 fucking years?
The Spider-Man movies are good, but that's Sony. I think it's a dual production, Sony and Disney. The animated Spider-Man films, you know?
Okay, I'm going to look up the filmography and we'll... oh, God. I'm looking at all the fucking sequels coming out.
Soul was okay. I didn't think it was great, though.
And so, I'm going to go up the list. Untitled Zootopia sequel. Untitled third Maleficent film. Untitled fourth Frozen film. And the third as well. Both were in production.
Was good. Just
both. There's third and fourth Frozen films, both in production currently.
Oh, of course.
There's a bunch of stuff by name. Untitled sixth Pirates of the Caribbean.
I love
Sullivan film.
I didn't.
Untitled Prince Anders film, which I'm guessing is like it's one of the spin-off from Aladdin.
Anders.
Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off, Mulan sequel.
No, Anders
Mark Smith film, Kristen
Scandinavian
Jungle Cruise sequel, fucking Josie Trinidad film, Jennifer Lee film, Figment film, which is apparently the mascot of the Imagination Pavilion at Epcot. Untitled fifth Toy Story film. Untitled Cruella sequel.
I didn't like
Untitled Brian Fee film. Return of the Rocketeer. Tom Sawyer. A Tinkerbell standalone film. 3 Men and a Baby remake.
So fucking
The
boring.
Thief adaptation. The Parent Trap remake. The Graveyard Book adaptation from Neil Gaiman. The Aristocats remake.
These are all remakes and adaptations.
25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee adaptation of all things. Space Mountain movie. Space Camp remake. Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Shrunk, which is essentially a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids sequel or remake. Sadie. I'm assuming it's not just Dissard. Penelope, don't know what that is. 1001 Nights, which is another Aladdin film. Once on This Island, which is a stage adaptation. National Treasure 3.
Didn't they already make Tinkerbell Black?
I think so.
So you had
Muppet Man, which is a film about Jim Henson.
I didn't watch the live action remakes.
A Merlin remake.
Nights. Merlin. That must be what the from the cartoon Merlin.
I assume so. Yeah. Keeper of the Lost Cities, Inspector Gadget remake, Hunchback of Notre Dame remake, Hercules remake, Flight of the Navigator remake, Father of the Bride remake, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad adaptation, Bambi remake, Aloha Rodeo adaptation, All Night Long remake, 29 Dates remake, Tron Ares.
Sounds like the future of Disney's looking bright.
Twilight Zone Tower of Terror adaptations.
That's because it's going to get nuked.
Sister Act 3. Lilo and Stitch remake. Adaptation of Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, which has already been made in the last 10 years. It's been in 2014. 61, which is a basketball movie. Young Woman and the Sea, which is a biographical drama about Joaquin Ronning. So by Joaquin Ronning, written by Jeff Davison and
Hasselhoff Reply says now they have a live action Moana announced. 7 years after it came out. I know, crazy.
And Elliot,
7 years old. Got to remake it.
Elliot, there's so white, obviously. Mufasa, Inside Out 2, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Christmas, Cabin Fever. I hope it's an Eli Roth function myself. And that's the upcoming ones. The sheer number of, like, almost all of these are sequels or adaptations of rides.
It's sequels or adaptations of things they already
remakes.
Yeah.
The very fact that they had the balls to suggest, like, one of the things, Return of the Rocketeer, which is a remake of the 91 film.
Yeah.
Tom Sawyer is going to be interesting.
I don't know how they're going to deal with
Jim, how's it going?
Yeah, hey, how are they going to deal with Tom Sawyer's best friend, huh? What's his name?
Who's attached to this shit?
I need Louis C.K. right now.
Yeah, get Louis C.K. to do it. That'd actually be good.
Yeah. He continues.
You're getting a sequel to Cruella, a film in which Cruella's backstory is her mother got psycho crushed off a balcony by Dalmatians.
Yeah. Forget sequels. They just want to release the same thing and make money again. Yeah, clearly they're completely creatively bankrupt. Redneck Ramp for 20 says, do you think maybe Disney is doing all this to try and solve the energy crisis? They have all those Imagineers after all, so maybe they're just trying to get Walt rolling fast enough to hook him up to be the power source. Yeah, maybe. Thanks. That's a good one. Let's watch a little bit more of Bob, and then we'll get to Elon's response, because that's, of course, hilarious.
As a matter of fact, including to some of our best films, but we will only greenlight a sequel if we believe the story that the creators want to tell is worth telling.
Do you think then you can...
Does that sound like
the
do you think anyone wants to make any of those movies?
Is worth telling. That's an interesting distinction. Not if it would sell, if the creators want to tell it. Why exactly do the creators want to tell those stories if it doesn't sell well?
Because as you said, we don't do it about. It's not about money. You're a company, of course it should be about money, but no, it's about the message. Is anyone in any way interested in a sequels? Nothing really new that I heard. There were like a couple names. I don't know what Penelope is, but you know.
Evil cannot.
They can't. Evil can only destroy.
Yes.
There it is. Here's the evil for you. Here it is.
And how many white people do you think are?
Probably not many.
Of course not, because only white people create shit. Everyone else, everyone else destroys. Why do you think everyone that comes to Europe is a fucking plague of locusts?
You think that the franchise game is still the only game that's going to work?
Well, I think it has to be a blend. It has to be a blend. You can't just resort to everything that you've made. Although I will say that the risk is sometimes less when you start with a sequel because it is some known value. We're making one of Toy Story, for instance.
What would Walt think of sports? You're trying to figure out what to do with ESPN. Would he like that you have sports, or would he be telling you? Do you care about this part, Spoon? You got to do something else.
Okay. All right, I don't care about the sports stuff. I just found that part with.
I don't care about Americans in sports because America doesn't play sports against the rest of the world because they're fucking cowardly and the fact that they are not the best at anything outside of their own fucking borders.
But the TLDR is
screw you, Americans. I said it. I don't care. My country has 4 world fucking champions.
Our company is failing. We don't actually care if we fail because our message is more important than financial success, which is wowee. So here is the same conference, Elon responding. I'm sure you've all seen it, but it's worth watching anyway.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising,
because Disney is pulled out of advertising on X because
based South African.
Elon won't capitulate. He won't do what they tell him to do.
Again, based South African.
Remember when like the fucking clarion call of the left wing, the counterculture was "fuck you, I won't do what you tell me."
Yep.
Ah, yes, Rage Against the Machine.
Not anymore.
And now they are selling tickets to their concert at $300 fucking a pop. Now it's Rage for the Machine.
As Slosher for 50 Canadian says of Huck Finn's good friend, Scholar Jim, Jogger Jim, Protester Jim, Entrepreneur Jim, Basketball
BLM
Jim, Outdated Farm Equipment Jim. Oh. That's Slosher. I'm glad you're familiar with the story.
God.
advertising, blackmail me with money? Go yourself.
Elon Musk, in his first interview since publishing a post agreeing with a user making an anti-Semitic comment earlier this month on X, apologized.
Explain it though. Say what the comment was.
Dumbest ever social media post, but he lashed out at advertisers leaving the platform.
Oh, they won't show it. I thought they'd have it on here.
Of course not.
What was his anti-Semitic comment even? Yeah, because it wasn't anti-Semitic. They just call him, and they called him anti-Semitic for this interview because this guy's Jewish. And they're like, well, he's being racist. He's being anti-Semitic.
You hope don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
Good.
If somebody's going to try to black...
I like the way when he pauses, he looks around like his eyes are buffering.
Yeah, because he's thinking about the answer. We already saw it, but like, yeah. It's like, no, I don't want you to advertise.
The way that he just, I just like the way that he just answers the question, just looks to the audience. I don't know why, but that always makes me chuckle.
Yeah.
But go yourself.
Because he knows he's not talking to this retard. Like this person who spends his time drinking fucking paint. He's talking to the camera because he knows people at home watching are the ones who.
Yes, he's talking to the audience. He's talking to Bob Iger, who's ostensibly in the audience, or at least he's at this conference. Because again, he was there the day before on this podium, this dais. Well, really that day.
I hope it is.
Well, he didn't hold back. A slew of brands, including Disney and Apple, decided to...
He's so polite but so blunt force. I hope it is. Hi, Bob. You're out there.
Hi, Bob.
If you're out there.
I missed that.
Lookers.
Yeah, did I miss
Very
that?
South African.
Fuck yourself. It's so good. It's just so good.
Blackmail me with advertising? Blackmail me with money? Go yourself.
By the way, I've noticed in all of those reports, there's not a single... By the way, there's not a single fucking mention of any report over what he said prior to go fuck yourself.
Right.
The blackmail with money is totally fucking absent from any report.
Yes.
I don't know why that is.
Trying to blackmail him with money. Also, notice that Elon is sitting like a man.
That's because he is one.
With his legs crossed.
Yes,
in
and not like a
way,
dainty
not a
bitch.
One. Yeah, I mean, I cross my legs like that, but I'm
the
a woman,
the reason is
so,
because he has huge balls and he can't actually cross his legs that way.
I do wonder how many people in Hollywood have been made literal eunuchs.
I would say all of them. Elon clearly does. He's got some bollocks because it takes some balls to say that onto a stage in front of like multi-billionaires. Fuck you. I'm the richest man in the world.
Looking like Player 2 colors, fucking Leon Kennedy with the fit.
Let's watch the new GTA
Sure about the
trailer.
shoes there.
Oh god, do I have to?
Did it upset you in some way?
There's a woman in it.
It didn't bother me at all.
What dog shit we watching there?
We're gonna watch the new GTA trailer. There we go.
I don't. No more free fucking bullshit for Rockstar. No. Fuck them.
Well, everyone's like, no music on.
Oh, we will get copyright struck over this music.
That's why I said I'm not playing the music.
No, it's because Tom Petty.
See ya. But you said you think that the protagonist looks attractive.
You know why you're here.
She's
Bad luck.
Hideous. I mean, comparatively to a lot of the characters they put out, recently.
There you go.
So we're back. We're going back to Vice City.
But it's not the 80s.
It's not the 80s. It's the modern day.
It's not the 80s. That is the reason why people like Vice City. It's because of the aesthetic of the 80s.
The aesthetic
it is the
Vice City for the Vice City is 1980s Miami.
Yes.
San Andreas is like 90s rap like
grunge
NWA era, like
yes, metal,
fucking Harlem and Compton and all those like
Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, you know,
absolute
Stone
bangers.
Temple Pilots, yeah, Faith No More.
What is this fucking?
Like, my God!
Miami has fallen.
But this is what Miami looks like.
And
I
it's
think
cringe.
it is cringe. And now apparently I've seen that a whole bunch of the clips in this trailer are real like Florida Man viral videos that they've adapted for the trailer.
You mean stolen?
Maybe, so is it stolen? Yeah, maybe that they've. But it's probably for the trailer.
Why is the fucking focus on beaches again? This bullshit. Like Vice City was the clubs, the streets like this, and
like this, yeah.
This is like 2004 Pimp My Ride shit.
Yeah. This looks like fucking. That's dog shit.
At least there's a woman showing tits and she's in shape.
Yeah,
which is fucking
I can't
rare.
wait for the game to try and sell it to us that this is some fucking troon. I guarantee.
Probably.
Oh, there's already rumors about that.
Sure, but yeah, like these are all like
these
are based on actual,
these are
like, viral
adapted
videos,
like Florida things.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing that kind of bugs me is all of these events, these are real.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that GTA is known as a parody, and the fact that you're just taking the real life and just trying to satirize, like, you can't satirize what is already absurdist. So you just look like...
How can you satirize Florida Man when Florida Man is already inherently absurd?
A satire,
like,
yes.
Where's the fucking style? Like
exactly.
Where's fucking Tommy Vercetti and his bros like cruising around Miami in the nightclub scene, like murdering each other? Like Vice City was so on fucking point.
Yeah, and you know what is also those franchises took depictions from a time period and in movies. Like it took from say Miami Vice and Scarface. I mean the fucking mansion is based on Tony Montana's fucking mansion in Scarface.
Yeah.
Yes, and the same way that in San Andreas that takes after Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society.
Yeah.
Whereas
this is just substanceless TikTok schlock.
Yes,
not even fun schlock. It's just crap.
Yes. Rat King says it's LA satirized as Florida. That seems accurate to me. LA satirized as Florida.
Yeah, this is Hollywood assholes taking the piss out of Florida.
Floridians.
I could swear that was Biden watering his plants there. Like those, these are all real things.
Yeah, these are real videos that they're
like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she's not. I mean, at least she's not hideous, I guess, you know? Not like what they did with the Horizon Zero Dawn bitch and the, oh god, the Fable protagonist.
Yeah, that was literally the end punchline to my video today.
Was it?
Yeah, I said at least the protagonist looks like she takes dick rather than have one. Which is the best punchline I've ever done in any video. I'm very proud of that one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. But also, the fact that the woman is the one leading.
Of course she is.
In every fucking thing.
There's no style whatsoever. Everyone looks like a wanker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Protagonists of Vice City oozed charisma and gravitas from every single fucking pore.
Yes.
Like he was rocking around Miami in a fucking Hawaiian shirt and just owned the room he was in. These two morons couldn't own a fucking car by themselves.
I mean, even with GTA 5 though, you could at least, you know, Michael's kind of boring, but like, and at least Trevor, at least you had one protagonist.
Trevor's the only compelling character in GTA 5. And I'm going to say this, GTA 5 is dog shit.
Yes, I agree.
GTA 5 is Skyrim with fucking it's the Skyrim of that genre. What it is. And melee and the combat in that game is the worst combat of any third-person game I have ever played. And I'm including shit on the PS1. And then
I also played the shit out of it, but it's mostly because like you said, it's Skyrim. We're just like, oh, here's another mission, here's another mission.
Skyrim has better combat than it.
And also, this has to be said, GTA 5's story was shit.
Yeah.
The story was fucking god awful.
Trevor's a crisis to compelling character, and he's not even that interesting.
I didn't like the story in 4 either, to be honest.
4 was dog shit as well.
Yeah.
4 was the start of the fucking corrosion.
Yeah, agreed.
Hey, Michael's more interesting than,
there's only
the
3 GTA games we're playing. 3 Vice City and San Andreas.
Yes.
That's the trilogy.
You know what? Here's the thing I've noticed as well. 4, they tried to make it look realistic, but that took away the charm of the game. Because they try to put more emphasis on the way it looks and how it plays, rather than the story, which is what makes GTA magic. And if you have no story, you have no GTA.
It's like Saints Row. Saints Row 2 was the peak. Saints Row 1 was just kind of a GTA claim. Saints Row 2 was absolute perfection, a balance of fun and
wacky shit.
And then in retaliation to GTA 4 happening, they went full hog at the comedy and ruined the fucking shit. Made it Borderlands with fucking gangsters. Yeah. And it was the fucking worst.
Do you know what I hate about this, though? Not so much this particular trailer. What I hate is the fact that these fucking activistic cunts ruined this. The fact that you could, in any other circumstance, you could have a female protagonist and no one would give a shit. But the fact is that these jackasses have been pumping the fucking entertainment sector with these lame fucking girl boss characters that no one gives a shit about, to the point now where you associate anything that isn't a straight white male with incompetence. Congratulations. Because GTA has always had diversity from day fucking one. Yes. No one gave a shit. And now the fact that it's been one of the core components of the storytelling. And now you are actually going to take a core component of its storytelling that is GTA, and you have ruined one of the most diverse franchises in fucking games. Well done.
One of the first factions you could work with in GTA games, like the Yardies.
Yes, exactly.
And shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Like GTA was never a game lacking for diversity.
No. Yeah. And when I asked people on Twitter about it, I was like, what's your favorite? You're not the most popular. What is your favorite GTA game? And I did what I thought were the most popular ones. Yeah. I put in GTA 5 as well because it's the most popular. But what's your favorite? It was San Andreas, which is like almost all of the main characters are black. And that came out in 2001 or something like that? So
can we watch a trailer for San Andreas? I mean, it's
we'll get shit canned again because of the fucking music.
No, we get shit canned because of the music. I mean, like, anyway, I'll watch something. Let's watch something.
But like every character in GTA is culturally centered, even from the start of the early games. Like 3, it was like you're basically taxi driver. In Vice City, you were like in the Miami fucking like Hawaiian shirt, fucking crime syndicate type shit. San Andreas, you're a gangbanger.
Will the stream get taken down?
4, you're
for the music in San Andreas. Yeah,
the musical shit can us.
That's fucking gay because like the soundtrack is so well synced up with Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah, but you
in San Andreas, on the PC port, they took out half music.
Yeah.
It's unlistenable. You have to mod it back in.
Yep.
Oh, with the new one, yeah.
Horowitz Funberg and Horowitz.
Oh, the original PC port, even.
What else is
PC port San Andreas is half soundtrack's missing from San Andreas on the PC port.
Yeah, it is.
And the remake's even worse.
For $10 says nothing better than ordering 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, one with cheese, and a large soda.
I can totally hear that in Big Smoke's voice.
Everyone loves Big Smoke's order. Wait, the Saints Row is being a remake this launch. I think they're just making another one.
Number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip.
I had one game.
Why don't
Saints Row only had one game, it was the second one for some reason.
Yeah, why don't they go to New City for GTA 6 for the exact same reason that Bob Iger just said that denied that all they're doing is doing remakes, because all of media is creatively bankrupt. They have no new ideas besides their own garbage bullshit, which doesn't sell because it's all about me.
And because they want to destroy your memories.
Me. Yes, I need to see me in this.
They are going to parasitize off of every positive fucking memory you have in your skull until you're a shriveled husk who doesn't want to fight back.
Yeah, that's to demoralize you.
Speaking of me. I had a response video made against me, and I'm gonna go here a little bit.
Bill, get the mace because you're gonna want to hit Aiden during this.
It seems that Barbara Streisand here has been on the adrenochrome. She's de-aged back to the age of about 35.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play a whole lot of this because it's 4 hours.
Again, as I said, she was apparently this bitch was talking shit about Aiden accusing her of this, something, the other. I'm just thinking to myself, wait until she hears about me.
Well, yeah, well, you know,
Also,
watch it. Like she made this 5-hour stream about a video of mine.
I
Just
watched
the video's an hour long.
I watched this woman for like 5 minutes, and I said to Aiden, I have to go because it's literally giving me a headache. She doesn't fucking say anything. She just waffles about her fucking life.
Yep.
Sort your pain out, love.
I just want to just thought we'd watch
and
a
your
little
hair
bit
and look less
of
Jewish.
What's going? Don't be rude.
It's gonna need a bigger. You need an angle grinder, not a cheese grater.
Okay, here we go.
It's muted, Aiden.
A kid with you because I think you're going to be an amazing dad. Okay, first of all, everyone called me Monica growing up. And Chandler. Chandler's my
can't imagine why.
Right up the gate. Right up the gate.
But like everyone called me Monica growing up. My brothers are like, "You're so Monica." I take that as a compliment. I know a lot of people wouldn't, but I do.
You shouldn't.
At the fun parts and at the hard parts. I'm between Phoebe and Monica, which I think is perfect.
This is supposed to be.
Can you picture me saying, "Go to your room"? You're
I mean, we pause all the time, but
This bitch has been pausing so much we might get shit canned over the Friends clip.
Said that to me last week.
Is being a mom the toughest job on the planet?
No.
More difficult than hard labor, ditch digging, mining, and garbage collection combined? Well, if you were to read Mom Life Comics, a series of simplistic images with overlaid text that became popular on Instagram within the Momosphere, a community comprised of minion meme-sharing Farmville addicts whose hearts pump more boxed wine and Xannies than blood, created by Mary Catherine Starr, and the answer is an obvious
didn't like
yes.
that. Didn't like that joke.
Comics reached mainstream popularity
So
for
you can feel that cut close to the bone.
2022 after this particular comic went viral.
Yeah, she does look extremely nervous now for some bizarre reason.
Right?
Ever since you mentioned the Xanax in the box one, it's like, he's looking over at the box of cardboard next to her.
Did I true name her an accident?
Wherein Mary laments the differences between her and her husband, highlighting her selflessness compared to his selfishness.
Putting herself in profile like she's motioning a plane to land.
I did notice her entire persona change as soon as you said the box wine joke.
It does,
and
right?
I think it was the Xanax. She's got kind of the you can tell when someone's on the Xan. Check Peeper fucking Peeper's there. Look at her eyeballs.
So far, she's not that like. And I watched like about 50 minutes of this. She's not too mean or really mean to me or aggressive. Really, the problem is that she doesn't even respond to my video.
She's just self-obsessed narcissist. What do you expect?
She's like doing like
it's called being a woman.
XQC thing. She's just like talking about her life. But here, just check it out.
Meanwhile, The Rock.
Well, look, the last right page. Not a chicken. What? I want a fried chicken.
She's just vibing with the
Each
music.
is a variation upon this same theme. Mary is a beleaguered mother who does everything to enrich the lives of her children.
Who's kettlebells?
Her husband is a
Recently, my husband and I were unloading groceries from the car.
By the way, if you believe this meme is true, you're retarded.
Yeah.
Like that to me is like a basic guy you're fucking dating.
She's about to get into that, I think.
Parents having what I would call is like the dream relationship, which I think I obviously attained.
Of course you would think that.
No, she's
I wouldn't have married this person if I didn't think I did. And
I
I think a lot of people think they're attaining it, but then they tell these stories, and I'm like, you cannot possibly think you are in love the way I'm in love. I'm so sorry. Like, again, not to compare the relationships as like valid or less valid, but you cannot
It's not about
tell
you,
me
though.
you and your husband are having the same relationship I'm having with mine. Because like
It's not about you.
I don't understand how
care.
anyone can see this and then somehow think and make it about themselves. That to me is just bizarre.
What? I'm talking about these comics. I'm not talking about me in this video. I'm not talking about myself at all because it's not about me. It's about these comics. I'm responding to the comics, and then just me to be like, but here's me. I don't know if all her streams are like this, but woo.
why is this happening? Like, I have a relationship where like, no, like.
If all her videos are like this would explain why she gets like a third of my views despite having like 6 times my sub count.
She got like 80,000 subs, 90,000.
Yes.
I promised myself I'd go on a medium race for this to have some like genial back and forth, but I'm looking increasingly like I'm going on the whole. We're cranking that air fryer up to fucking orbital laser, aren't we?
I do want to also explain that this video that she put up is called the dumbest video ever made on why empowered women are miserable. So you put a real dumbest in all caps. Is it
if she's empowered, she's making me miserable.
To be fair, she seems to be advertising the video she's in rather than the one she's reviewing.
We either all pull our weight or whoever's stronger takes more groceries. And so it's like, what are you talking about? Like, again, if this is your life, And
the fact that you can't in any way say this isn't
can't
fucking
even start
true.
a sentence without the word I.
Lord.
She put in parentheses, yes, this is an accurate depiction of our different unloading
The
styles.
average man would rather like take all of those groceries in his jaws like Jack fucking Hummer than
let
take
the woman
more.
carry everything.
Yeah, and also explain this to me. Why the hell is the woman taking 8 bags in one go anyway?
Because this isn't real.
Yeah, I know, but like, why the hell would you depict this? This is like fucking retarded. No one believes this.
Because she wants to depict herself as a victim.
No, she's got fucking penis in
it. It's paper bags. They aren't that heavy.
But 8 of them
by
might
necessity they cannot. Like, not even then. There's only so much you can hold, and they will disintegrate if you get any kind of sideways movement.
Yes, but Bill, they're women. They can barely pick up a fucking golfer without spraining the wrist.
Yeah.
If you want, one day we'll do a stream where we watch Aiden try to lift things. It'll be the funniest thing.
No, it wouldn't be funny at all. Don't do that. Hasselflower 5 says, there's 2 ways the bag comment could be true. The woman demanded she carry them, or the man said, if you buy that crap, you're the one who's carrying it. Yeah.
Or he's got a hernia.
Or he's got a hernia.
Or he's got some kind of disability that she's glossing over.
Right.
Aiden, can you lift like 45 pounds?
No, which by the way,
can you pick up 5 pounds?
Yes.
Lies.
You can't pick up 45 pounds?
Probably can't pick up 45.
Okay, there's a bag with 3. There's a bag with 2 to 3 2-liter bottles in. Can you lift it?
Yeah.
Lies.
You can't lift that.
You fucking bulk from that.
I can lift it if I'm trying. Anyway, here's
what the fuck does that mean?
You're not in love. The way they write about in storybooks,
I find it terrifying. There's a barbell behind me. It's just like a standard bar with 2 7.5 kilos that I would just throw around as like a cardio equipment, and you can't lift that. The bar is like maybe 10 kilos, and the weights are 5 or 7.5.
If I want to kill Aiden,
what
I do is like throw her in the cabinet in the back garden for all the pool supplies, put the 175-pound granite slab on top of it that I used to
never be able to escape.
And let the archangels take her.
The archangels would take me, yes.
How to kill Aiden.
But
just let the exposure do the job.
You're not in love with a person who sees your conscious.
I said I'd pay you an exposure. Here you go. Here's the ice.
While you were bullying me, she said that, well, this is not like a fairy tale romance. That's because
I'm not gonna lie. I've kind of proved a point a little bit, haven't I?
Yeah.
You can see I spent most of this video just rinsing Aiden over her failings.
Love you too.
Unless you were literally saying, "Oh, my husband actually can't do these things. He's disabled, and you're making fun of him." But if he is able-bodied, and you know what I'm saying, like, what are you doing with your life? This, for me, this.
How do you think this is real, you stupid asshole?
I think she's entertaining the idea. Let's let her cook.
Yeah.
Sees couples counseling, or you need to sit down and be like, "Hey, do you love me?" Because sometimes I feel like you don't see me, or you don't think of me, or like you're not being thoughtful, and then I'm resenting you. You know what I mean?
Because she comes up like she resents him.
And by the way, I feel for her, but also I want her to take agency and have the conversation with her spouse.
To do anything to help with the parenting. Except people quickly discovered, upon only slight investigation, that Mary's husband is in fact a lawyer who works a second job to support her.
Oh, my husband is not a dumb jock. He's a very smart lawyer who also runs a basketball training business side hustle. But he loves good sports metaphors, so sometimes I talk to him like this in...
Considering how much of a piece of shit you are to that husband, I imagine there's a reason why he's constantly trying to get more jobs just to get the fuck away from you.
Yeah.
Hopes that it will click. As you can imagine, he loves it. It's a great way to convey...
That's not a side hustle. That's more fucking free time.
The mental load of motherhood to him. Please tell me you do something similar.
She out here dating a white man teaching people basketball.
Or kids.
He's already facing an uphill struggle.
Okay, but like even if he is a lawyer and works like a second job, does he also only carry 1 bag into the house? I'm still confused about that.
She made this shit up.
I'm not surprised that you are not confused.
I'll let her cook.
Yeah.
I think the contention she's got here is that she's entertaining what's being stated as fact.
All right, yeah. Still, then you shouldn't have titled the video.
Honestly, I'm not absolutely despising this person. I'm just
I don't despise her. Oh, I don't despise her either.
I was going into this expecting to spill some vitriol, but it just seems like basic bitch reaction content.
My major issue is calling it the dumbest video ever made, and
it's just clickbait.
And it's clickbait. that's a little bit petty, bitch. Just a little petty. Just a little petty. Just don't be so petty.
Most, if not all, of their meals.
I mean, it wasn't my best work, don't get me wrong.
Dishes. Because when I watched like an hour of this, and honestly, she didn't disagree with me on almost anything. So then, don't be petty in the title.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Investigation that Mary's husband is in fact a lawyer who works a second job to support her and their kids, that he cooks most, if not all, of their meals, and tends to the subsequent dishes, does the grocery shopping, the laundry, the yard work, and watches the children.
Yeah, are you not actually realizing why I made fun of this? Now?
And the entirety of her comic series.
I do kind of like how you can see the realization on her face, be like, oh, wait a minute, this woman's a bitch. That's why I'm making fun of her.
Appears to be self-centered whining from
an
extremely
exactly
privileged woman, bemoaning that she is forced to take care of her own children. However, clearly this message spoke to a lot of other moms on Instagram.
I'm so confused. I think I remember
this. You can just see the comics on the screen. You could pause and
wait,
go back
I think I do remember this. Wasn't this like a scandal? Was this only last year?
Yeah, it was
I'm
last
so
year.
confused. Oh my god.
You've had the Zans for kicking in at this point.
Relatable. Although that may be because mommy bloggers on Instagram are suffering from what the medical community has described as a clinical lack of human decency, self-awareness, and the immortal soul. That message is that being
God damn, bitch, you're going mining in there. I realize there's a lot of real estate, but god damn. Like, turn away from the camera.
Okay, I just want to say this too. I will say, like, we talk about this a lot in our relationship because right now my partner is the stay-at-home partner, and I swore I would never have a stay-at-home partner because what I imagined was this. I imagined a stay-at-home partner would be somebody who literally just stayed home, and then I was still paying for like a housekeeper or something like that, because I had male partners in the past. Again, I've never had a problem paying for my life and my partner's life. Like, that's never been an issue for me. I don't care.
But what's all this?
Like, if my dad did it for his,
you.
like, my mom and him, like, I don't care, right?
Do you guys?
But you have to be.
Do you guys all get the gist of this after 4 minutes? Of like what I'm talking about.
Why out, female Hassan?
Or do you want to watch any more of this?
Why do you think I said the sis gives me headaches?
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. You can go watch the rest of it. I'm pretty much done. I mean, she's married, like, good for her and stuff.
To be fair, she gets to the point faster than Aiden usually does.
God damn, bro.
That's why it's not affecting me so much, I think.
All right, let's get back to news.
Oh god, one of the blondes from The View might get fired.
Oh, if only.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share my screen here. Let's go over
Unless it involves a howitzer, I don't really give a shit. From Gareth Exel, do you hate us, Aiden? No, she doesn't. I do.
I don't. Actually, before we do that though, I forgot because I wanted to get to this real quick. I want to watch this video. We're talking about comic books and stuff.
It went viral.
Watch this, man. I love this man. I'm very happy. Because he's speaking truth. You get the watch together up?
He's not beating the phenotype allegations anytime soon, but goddamn.
Most of these new writers don't have the.
Hang on, that's real loud on my side. I got to.
Wow, for once it's loud.
Love of comics like these older writers had, and all they care about is how can I put myself in the book. No, we don't care what you would do if you were Iron Man.
Oh shit! They got the Bloodborne comics.
You're writing Tony Stark. You're not writing yourself in a book.
And
if that's the
Berserker.
case, write your own comic with you in it. No one will read it because nobody cares. People grew up. Are growing up loving Peter Parker, loving Miles Morales, loving all these Captain America. We don't need you to put your input in it. Just write Steve Rogers. Don't write Steve Rogers. What would Steve Rogers be if I was Steve Rogers? That's not how it works. But that's again how most of these new people write nowadays. That's why most of the stuff is shit. Because we don't care what you would do, because we don't care about your life whatsoever. Just write a book, get paid for what you do, get paid for what you're supposed to be doing, and make it a good story.
That's it. That's all we've ever asked.
And we know he's got good taste because he's running the very hard to find Bloodborne comics.
Yeah.
Which are actually amazing and incredibly like in depth about the lore that you don't even see in the game.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's actually way more Lovecraftian than the actual game is.
Yeah. So here's the George Santos story. Here's every single lie told by George Santos. This is New York Magazine. However, it's a bunch of stuff. New York Representative George Santos' career in politics has come to an end less than 1 year after his serial fabrications were revealed. On December 1st, Santos was expelled from Congress following a brutal report from the House Ethics Committee accusing him of defrauding donors and enriching himself with his campaign. Santos is also facing a slew of federal charges, including wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and lying to Congress. Santos has pled not guilty. While the charges were certainly a dramatic twist in the Santos saga, they weren't exactly a shock. Since the New York Times first revealed in 2022 that Santos wasn't quite who he presented to voters, it's been hard to track down exactly what is true about the congressman's life story. Is he broke or rich? Is he Jewish or Catholic? Did his family members really die in the Holocaust or on September 11th? By the way, guys, he has made all of these claims. Most often, it's best to assure that the Republican from Long Island has said about his life is what he said about his life is bogus. But in case you need to double check, here is the guide to everything that he has made up about himself and the few things that actually appear to be true. He allegedly lied to donors, then used their money to make purchases at Hermes and OnlyFans.
That's based.
Federal prosecutors. Really?
That's based as shit. You stole money from donors and used it in that shit? That's fucking badass.
That's not based at all.
Yes, it is.
You
that
lied
is
to
based
donors to steal money from them to spend
in
on
this chat, we don't simp.
We do not simp for e-thoughts here.
It's not his money. It's the donor's money. That's funny
That's
as
worse.
shit.
That's even worse.
It's funny, but it's worse.
Money on whores.
It's funny.
It's yeah.
Just buy a whore.
Yeah, but he's using their money. That's funny as shit.
I don't think.
If I want to go someplace, I buy a car. I don't buy a picture of the fucking thing.
Yeah, but you have to understand.
OnlyFans is just NFTs of pussy. I'm sorry, but it is.
Yeah. According to the indictment, Santos instructed a Queens-based political consultant to tell political donors that their money would be used to help elect him to the House. Two people gave $25,000 each to Redstone Strategies, an LLC operated by Santos, which was not registered as a super PAC. Santos allegedly laundered the money through two personal accounts, then used it for his personal benefit, including to make cash withdrawals, personal purchases of luxury designer clothing, credit card payments, a car payment, payments on personal debts, a bank transfer to his associates, according to the indictment indicates.
He's New Yorker, right? He's that neck of the woods.
New York, yep.
Yeah, nothing about he lost. Honestly, he's not the worst person there, but yeah, like goddamn. For the price of kids at home, don't like if you're in the chat, don't pay for OnlyFans. Like send that money towards someone who will actually like buy some artwork. Like send some money.
Yeah, go
like,
to
commission some thottery from a fucking reputable artist.
Not Biden.
Not someone who was not. Yeah, don't fucking trust these fucking content farms and OnlyFans.
Yeah. Santos' personal accounts, the funds were used to, among other things, pay down personal credit card bills and other debt, make a $4,127 purchase at Hermes, and for smaller purchases at OnlyFans, Sephora, and for meals and parking.
Now, meals and parking could be considered
if you're meeting with...
If it's for meetings and such.
Yeah, that's fine. Meals, parking, fine. Sephora? OnlyFans? Hermes? No. Car payments? No. He used campaign money for personal travel.
Unless it was for a company car.
Unless it was for a company car, yes, then it would be okay. Congressional investigators say Santos made a habit of covering personal expenses with campaign funds without telling donors or the FEC where the money was really going. This included, quote, significant travel expenses for flights, hotels, Ubers, and meals. When a staffer raised questions with Santos, he said he was dining with donors and constituents. Again, that would be considered okay. Yeah. But lavish trips to Atlantic City and the Hamptons were not reported properly and did not correspond with any known campaign activities. The campaign credit card shows taxi and hotel charges in Las Vegas in December 2021, during a time when Representative Santos had told his campaign staff that he was on his honeymoon and there were no corresponding campaign events on his calendar, according to the report.
People in the chat, do not buy art hose with the money you'd spend on OnlyFans. It's just 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Don't fuck art hose.
True. Congressional investigators also found that the campaign
fuck hose in general
several times on Botox treatments.
I mean, that's the closest one you could argue out of all these, except like travel shit.
I was gonna say you could maybe argue this one. He spent $1,000 on Botox. It's like
I wonder how many DNC dollars went towards fucking Biden's reconstructive surgery.
Right,
Biden fix that fucking nutsack on his chin.
Right, exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah, those at home, consider for a moment. Just consider how many of your taxpayer dollars go towards rebuilding the faces of these adrenochrome addicted fucking pedophiles that run your country.
I mean, if you look at Biden's face, at this point, every time he blinks, it's like a fucking fight with nature.
Yeah, true.
Biden family
he allegedly lied to collect unemployment benefits. Santos has also been accused of.
That's because they're too busy smoking it, though.
True. fraudulently collecting more than 24,000 in unemployment benefits.
I think they smoke anything natural, Spoon.
Federal
I think most of what they're
prosecutors
doing is cooked on people like you.
Bruh.
You.
Cooked on a spoon, you know.
You feel that lighter under you? Hurts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's either them or YouTuber.
Oh, damn. Federal prosecutors say Santos illegally applied to receive unemployment benefits in June of 2020 after the program was expanded to help people out of work due to the pandemic. I mean, I guess.
Oh my god, he was on the dole.
He was on the dole. At the time, he was employed as a regional director of Florida-based investment firm, earning an annual salary of $120,000 a year. From that point until April 2021...
Wow, I haven't seen like benefits fraud like that since Dev.
Bro, don't be rude. When Santos was working...
He's claiming fucking unemployment when he's working as a YouTuber, fuck him.
Near continuous... Is he still? Does he actually do that?
That's what I'd heard.
I don't know about that.
When
Santos was working and receiving a salary on a near continuous basis, and during his unsuccessful run for Congress, he falsely affirmed each week that he was not eligible, or excuse me, that he was eligible for unemployment benefits when he was not, prosecutors said in a press release. He allegedly committed identity theft. In a superseding indictment filed on October 10th, Santos was accused of committing identity fraud and credit card theft. Prosecutors say he made unauthorized donations using campaign donors' credit card information and stole family members' identities, people who donated to him. He was also accused, so he took their credit card information and then committed fraud, allegedly. He was also accused of conspiring with his campaign accountant to submit fraudulent information about contributions to the Federal Election Commission. As alleged, Santos is charged with stealing people's identities and making charges to on his own donors' credit cards without their authorization, lying to the FEC and by extension the public about the financial state of his campaign. Career and Peace, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, said in a statement. Santos, yeah, of course.
But look, people in the chat, now, Athena, don't give Twitch thoughts your money. God damn.
Don't give Twitch money.
Yeah, don't. First of all, they scalp off the top so much it's not even worth giving it. Second of all, like, there's not a single Twitch streamer who'd get a single fucking coin out of me if they fucking put nails through my fucking kneecaps. If I give money to fucking Critical, I expect him to suck my dick in person.
God damn.
Be the closest thing to something decent coming out of his mouth for a while.
Bruh.
You're competition, Aiden.
I guess so. I gotta worry about Charlie. Santos said he's also innocent of 10 additional charges in the superseding indictment, including 1 count of conspiracy to commit offenses against the U.S., 2 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of making materially false statements to the FEC, 2 counts of falsifying records submitted to obstruct the FEC, 2 counts of aggravated identity theft, and 1 count of access device fraud. He allegedly lied to Congress. All House candidates are required to file financial disclosure forms that give a full accounting of their assets, income, and liabilities, among other information. Prosecutors say that while Santos certified that his disclosures were true, complete, and correct, statements he filed in May of 2020 and September 2022 were riddled with inaccuracies.
This seems like something that we should look up, because I feel like the stuff on those forms would be incredibly useful and interesting.
I mean, there might be... Look, here's the thing with this guy. Like, obviously, Dems want to come after the right over anything. But this guy, everything I've looked into him over, he just appears to be a complete and utter fucking scumbag. If even a fraction of these are accurate, he's... And what it seemed like to me when I looked into him...
Basically doing all the same stuff that old Chank used to do.
Yeah, because I'd never really looked into him until this broke. But yeah, he basically was like... It seems to me, and I don't know this for a fact, but this is my impression, that he saw an opportunity to make a bunch of money by going out in public and saying, "Hey, New Yorkers, I'm a MAGA Republican, and I'm here to represent you. Vote for me, so that because New York City freaking sucks, and no one will run as a Republican in many districts in New York because they don't win." So, you know, he did. But yeah, his disclosure form should read "for sale." That's how it came off to me. Yeah. He's just a grifter, in my opinion. That's how it comes off to me. I could be wrong, but that's how it looks to me right now.
What we need in the world is a hard R Republican.
The House Ethics Committee report said that his campaign filings and House FD statements were replete with so many errors and omissions. Yeah?
You know who Tucker has on a show tomorrow?
Who?
Who is the most insane, crazy guest in America you would think that would go on Tucker's show?
AJ?
Yeah?
That's the one.
AJ? Let's go, Uncle AJ. Let's go.
Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson on Twitter. Oh my god, this is going to be funny as shit.
That's a presidential ticket right there.
Yeah.
Yes,
it is. That is a presidential ticket. Which one's president, though?
Can you imagine if you made Alex Jones a press secretary? Oh my fucking god, that would be the funniest thing in the world.
Let's go.
And then you have who would you have Sam Hyde be like Minister of Defense or some shit?
Of course.
Could you imagine the kind of weirdo psyops he'd be doing to people? Invite Israeli minister to meeting.
How about director of the CIA?
Serve only lean.
He'd be my like CIA director.
Oh God, CIA director Sam Hyde. Fucking Jesus Christ. Nightmare. That's a bridge too far. First of all, the CIA should not exist. Second of all, it certainly shouldn't exist if that cocksucker's in charge.
That's literally going to be Sam Hyde interrogates people.
Not if you're on the receiving end. I don't live in the... None of us live in the States. We're the fucking target in this.
Exactly. Those errors go far beyond an embellished resume and include numerous misrepresentations to the government and the public about his campaign financial activities. He reimbursed himself for loans he did not make. Yet, in FEC reports, Santos said that during the 2022 and 2020 election, he made personal loans to his campaign committee and leadership PAC totaling more than $800,000. Later, he reimbursed himself for a large portion of those fees. How did you do that? You make $120,000 a year. Where does $800,000 come from? But the House Ethics Committee found that there is substantial evidence that most of the reported personal loans were not actually made or properly disclosed to the FEC. As the New York Times summarizes, during his first unsuccessful run for Congress in 2020, for example, Mr. Santos purported to loan his campaign $81,000 in several installments reflected in the FEC reports. In actuality, he only ever transferred $3,500. When the campaign ended, however, he repaid himself a large portion of the original fictitious loans anyway and made nearly $30,000 in profit. In 2022, Santos reported loaning his campaign more than $700,000. He did eventually make those loans, but congressional investigators said the timing, amounts, and other circumstances of the payments raised serious questions about whether they were unlawful campaign contributions. Because, I mean, that is a good way to scam people, I guess. Say, look how many people have donated to my campaign.
Here's the most important thing. Santos, whose parents emigrated from Brazil, attended Horseman High School in the Bronx. So, we are trusting a Brazilian.
Never trust the Brazilians.
Unless they're named Bolsonaro.
Big booty ladies. Or Bolsonaro. I was going to say big booty bitches, but yeah.
Even then, I don't really trust Jair that much. It's like fucking what's-his-face from down in Argentina. I don't trust Milei anymore either.
Well,
I'm already skeptical of Milei.
They're all weird crypto-theocrats. It's fucking bewildering.
Yeah,
I don't trust any of them. I like Bolsonaro, like on a personal basis, but I don't necessarily trust him.
Yeah, we're going to get into how he's a Jewish Brazilian. Horwitz, Funberger Horwitz, though, says we must celebrate the crossing of the streams with some info metal. I agree. Let's see some info metal.
By the way, here's the thing. This is going to sound disturbing. I don't trust any leader elected right now that isn't trying to become a dictator.
Honestly,
because the bureaucracy is so entrenched. If you want to actually fucking wield power, you need to stop pussyfooting around and seize power. You need to stick. No. I was elected, and I'm going to mercilessly crush anyone that gets in my way, take power, and you are not going to get rid of me through the democratic process.
Because you trust the desire for conquest, because it's the only true feeling that people who have any form of ambition towards leadership. Conquest is the only thing that can truly be quantified
and respected, for that matter.
Yep, yeah. That's absolutely.
Just look at the Hoi 4 player base. Jesus Christ.
Here's some info metal.
You know what I'm talking about out there, don't ya? Yeah, you scum! I hate gang members and filth, and it has nothing to do with black people.
Sabbathy there.
But I will stomp your head in if you start a fight with me, you thug scum. Anyways, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a white guy. If I see guys with wife beaters, with like devil tats, and they're
what era of Sabbath this
is? They're white, they're Hispanic, they're black, whatever. I start kind of paying attention to them, especially in a poor area. And I see see guys walking like they're thugs down the street, and I'm not thinking he's a black guy. I'm thinking the guy's walking like a thug, thinks they're tough. I'm thinking, all right, I'm ready to kill. I mean, that's just how I am. If I'm going to punch him in the throat the minute he tries to get up and do something, these are probably ex-con, real criminals. I've got my 3 kids here. That gives me, just turbo dinosaur power.
Wait just for the
and
drop.
I'm thinking, control yourself. Don't have a fight unless you've absolutely got to.
What's some genre like more drone metal?
Come all on.
It's not exactly a Sono album, is it?
You know what I'm talking about out there, don't you?
Death Doom, maybe? Got a bit of anathema in there. A bit of Celtic Frost.
There we go. There's a little bit of
a bit of sludge to it, a bit of Sonic Green.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was more spoken word than some of the other ones.
Yeah, it's more sludgy.
Mm-hmm. Turbo dinosaur.
Yeah, it is like sludge metal.
Yeah. Well, our Guernsey's got 2 forms of music. It's got 3 forms of music. It's got folk music. It's got like doom metal, and it's got power metal. That's the 3 genres we have.
Yeah. Santos, whose parents emigrated from Brazil, says he attended Horace Mann School in the Bronx during his first years of high school, but had to leave the prestigious private academy in his senior year because my parents fell in hard times, which was something that would later become known as the Depression of 2008. But spokesperson for the school told CNN in December that there was no evidence he ever attended Horace Mann. I don't know about that. We'll find out. Later, he obtained a high school equivalency diploma and college. Santos claims to have graduated with a degree in economics and finance from Baruch College in 2010, which suggests he would have made it through a 4-year program in just 2 years if he actually graduated from Horace Mann in 2008. But a Baruch representative told the Times there was no record of Santos being in the class of 2010, nor is there record of Santos being a star at the Baruch volleyball team, as he claimed to Nassau County GOP chair Joseph Cairo. A biography of Santos on the National Republican Congressional Committee states, Santos also spent time at New York University, a claim NYU could not corroborate. Later, he told the New York Post that he didn't graduate from any institution of higher learning. This man's just a pathological liar. At this point, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, Brazil.
Yeah. He never worked on Wall Street either. His campaign bio states that he worked at Goldman Sachs and Citigroup, but representatives for both companies told the Times they had no record of his employment. The lies weren't that hard to figure out. Santos said he worked in Citi's real estate wing in the 2010s.
Still sounds more honest than most politicians.
I'll say the fact he blagged his way past all this bullshit, I admire.
Yeah.
It's the
really
blatant fraud that I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit that you lied about working at Goldman Sachs. I think that's gaming the system against itself. I respect that. What I don't respect is man's whoring and the fucking foppery and all that shit.
Yeah. Also, not working at Goldman Sachs is a fucking boon. It's not a fucking detriment.
Hang on. Spoon, you roboted out there.
No, it's because I was moving my fucking mic, that's why.
Jesus. Your microphone has demons in it.
Yeah.
But if you hustle the upper class, I don't like when you play silly buggers the finances. I respect Huey Long as a politician massively.
Sure.
Huey Long's fucking great. And he was willing to fake an assassination attempt to declare martial law, to force real law, to help the people who supported it.
Yeah, true.
But you need to use your corruption well. Wield any weapon is worthy if it's wielded well. You can put that on a fucking t-shirt and sell it in my fucking name.
I don't know. Okay, so this part bothers me, but that's because of my weird academic thing, where I highly respect academia as an institution, as an idea, not in functionality, not in current functionality, but as an idea. My weird hangups about academia. So this upsets me because he lied about being the top 1% of his class at Baruch, about earning an MBA at NYU. If you can, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I don't watch bad movies.
Have you seen Catch Me If You Can, Spoon?
No.
What? Okay.
We watch proper films like The Talent of Mr. Ripley.
Yeah. And Scarface.
Catch You If
and
You
Godfather.
Can is a 2002 biographical.
You can blag it as long as you can walk the walk. You need to demonstrate that you lied by a manner to get you in the door to prove yourself that
Without
you can actually do the job.
Without reading the detailed description of what it is that it's just Leonardo DiCaprio lying to everybody about everything in his whole life and managing to get away with all kinds of crazy shit.
Just like in real life.
Yeah. In March, he came forward informing the feds that it was Santos who taught him how to skim cards. This was someone from Goldman Sachs. So, wait, yeah, Santos came up with Goldman Sachs lie for years. According to court records obtained by Politico, he spoke at 2017 trial in Seattle on behalf of a family friend accused of skimming credit card numbers from ATMs. So, what do you do for work? The judge asked. I'm an aspiring politician and I work for Goldman Sachs. Santos replied. You work for Goldman Sachs in New York? The judge asked. Yep, Santos said. In March, the friend came forward informing the feds that it was Santos who taught him how to skim cards. Santos taught me how to skim card information and how to clone cards. The declaration claims.
By the way,
he gave
the fact that this is
cousin,
this
right?
widespread.
Yeah.
Like Goldman Sachs, which is arguably the most elite banking institution in the world.
Just kind of let him.
And I use the word elite as it should be, a 5-letter swear word. And they're still like cloning people's cards and committing fraud.
Yeah. Crazy.
Not really. It's fucking obvious to them.
I guess so.
It's just it's incredulous that they would attempt this shit.
We care so much about your privacy.
Making more money than God, and still they want to try and skim off the top.
He gave me all the materials and taught me how to put skimming devices and cameras on ATMs. Santos denied the allegation.
Yeah, folks at home, if you're going to an ATM, feel around the machine and make sure every surface there is meant to be there, and it's not just fixed on like blue tack. Because there's a lot of machines that are card cloners that just fix over the top. Some of them are like the whole front of the ATM.
Damn.
To like feel around, like make sure everything's as sturdy as it should be.
So where did this money come from? When Santos first ran for Congress in 2020, he filed a disclosure showing a salary of $55,000 working as a vice president at a business development company called Linkbridge Investors, where he says he introduced investors to hedge fund managers. What a pointless job. Claiming once that he brought in $1 million in revenue in just 6 months on the job. Even there, however, there was inflating his value. Newsday reports that the company's founder testified under oath in a 2019 lawsuit that Santos was just a freelancer who sold sponsorships for events and worked on commission. So this is like Cutco, it sounds like. He was like, hey, business owner, get involved in this company and they'll help you get in touch with hedge fund managers, and he gets a commission off that. Soon after that failed congressional run, he started working at a Florida investment firm called Harbor City Capital, where he was employed there in 2020. Santos said he managed a $1.5 billion with a B fund and bragged of record returns of 12 to 26%, depending on the type of investment. That year, according to CNN, a customer told Santos that the company's promise that they had a full bank guarantee on investments was bogus. Deutsche Bank claims it is a complete fraud and not signed by the bank officer on the document they wrote. Santos replied that they were 100% legitimate. But in April of 2021, Securities and Exchange Commission accused Harbor City of being a Ponzi scheme that stole $17 million from investors. The company's assets are currently in mediation with an independent receiver appointed to manage them. Like I said, like if it's one thing, 2 things, 3 things, maybe. Because they've accused Trump of all kinds of shit like this. But these are demonstrable, quantitative issues with this dude. Where you can talk about specific money amounts on what he's lied about and what he's claimed and what he's deprived people of. Santos wasn't accused of wrongdoing by authorities, and the next month he incorporated his own company called Devolder in an interview with Semaphore. He said that he helped rich people buy the expensive toys they wanted. If a client wanted to sell a plane or a boat, Santos would, quote, go out there with my Rolodex and be like, hey, are you looking for a plane? Are you looking for a boat? I just put a feeler out there. A New York Times report describing how he brokered the sale of a $20 million yacht describes this type of work in detail. Within 6 months, he claims to have landed a couple $1 million contracts and said it was managing $80 million in assets. At times, Santos would even go by the name Anthony Devolder. Jesus Christ. This is such a big fucking scam.
God.
What?
Okay, I take it back.
Dude, your silence. Yeah.
GTA is going to suck.
Oh. You weren't paying attention. That's what I was going to say. Okay.
Don't worry, none of us were.
No, that'll be
dreadfully boring.
That'll be the reason why.
All right, what's up?
Oh God!
No,
Jesus, what? Okay, I know. Okay. Yeah, Rockstar North is like almost all female at this point.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Let's reel back. Let's perk ourselves up. A Nevada police officer rocked into a raid on a pedophile's house and evaporated the dude's head with a shotgun.
Here we go.
That's usually a cheer up, right?
It won't let me load it. Hang on.
Maybe if they were loaded, they wouldn't be a fucking rock star.
Of course, this is a fucking web P. So there we go.
It's Roxanne North. Isn't Roxanne North in like Nottingham?
Look, oh my goodness. Look at this cast of characters here.
Where is Roxanne North? Roxanne North is in Edinburgh. Jesus Christ.
Oh, even worse. So I see one ostensibly man. No, there's tits there. Is there a single man in this picture?
There's a trans one on the far left.
No,
yeah, I see that one.
There's a lot of troons in this crowd.
There's some transgenders, but
there's not a fucking worthwhile penis among them.
Man. Yeah.
I mean, they made fucking Red Dead Redemption 2, so what do you expect?
Yikes.
Oh, God. Can I just say, I hate women. Seriously,
me too.
Everywhere you find them in any arena, they just fuck shit up. Everywhere you look, it's like I'm sorry, what you were saying?
It's almost like all of human history has been curtailing the damage they can do.
Yeah.
The history of mankind is what damage control can we do.
The thing, if you look at that play by Aristophanes, that as soon as they gave women power to the state, women just like went full communist. And this was like literally hundreds of years before communism was even conceived. So that tells me that this inclination of women to just fuck shit up wherever they go, that's not a political thing. That's just how they're wired.
Yeah,
which means
why the Bible said that they were the root of all fucking evil.
Yes, and this is the reason why you need to keep women out of everything, because when they get into place, they just destroy it. That's just how they're wired. You need to oppress women because they fuck shit up.
Yes. It always becomes, we need to make sure everybody's happy. We
you
need to
knew,
do
fuck you.
Thingy. Yeah.
So they try to apply it on a macro level, the micro level aspect of let's keep the emotional center of the household. They try and apply it to the wider world, not with no allegiance to family or tribe, or nation for that.
This is why men keep you barefoot and pregnant, to keep you out of trouble.
True, to be honest. Where did that money come from? Asked Representative Dan Goldman of Brooklyn, referring to the $700,000 Santos lent his own
donors.
Sure. When asked about the money during an appearance on Stephen Bannon's show, War Room, Santos dodged the question, instead quipping, "Well, I'll tell you where it didn't come from. It didn't come from China, Ukraine, or Burisma."
No, that's just where
dodge.
That's where Biden came from. That's a good reply though.
What is money you pissed away? It would have been good if it was from them.
On January 24th, Santos admitted in a new filing that $500,000 of the Sun was not actually a personal loan, but he did not reveal the source of the money. Santos, which I don't trust this guy on anything. Santos filed.
You shouldn't trust any politician.
That's true. You shouldn't trust any politician. Exactly.
If I put a politician in a noose and kicked him out of a tree, I wouldn't touch him to fucking stop before he hit the ground.
True. Santos filed another amended report stating that a $225,000 loan Santos gave his campaign was also not a personal loan. He's trying to work that way all the way up to that $700,000. I have never been this confused looking at an FEC filing, Jordan Leibowitz, a spokesman for Citizens' Responsibility and Ethics, told the New York Times. Santos also had a habit of spending $100 or $199 or $199.99 at restaurants and hotels, just shy of the threshold for expenses that campaigns are legally required to track. And loads of so-called donations come from people who don't actually exist or claim to not have actually sent him money. Like Santos' cousin, who was dumbfounded. I know, but now the Republicans are getting on the grift by their alleged $5,800 pledge. Skepticism about Santos' finances was amplified by his alleged fraud in 2008 when Santos was 19 and living in Brazil. Court records show that he was charged. Oh my God, we're like the same age. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Court records, he's a little bit older than me, but only a year. Court records show he was charged with stealing the checkbook of a man his mother was caring for and wrote $700 in fraudulent checks, including for a pair of shoes. It's not the only theft allegedly on his record.
He should consider a career in being transgender, because this is feminine behavior.
It is. This man stole.
This is the behavior of like a 30-year-old like female carer, not a politician.
Mm-hmm. 2 former roommates claim he stole a Burberry scarf from one of them and wore it in the year later to the Stop the Steal rally. Santos' lawyer I've seen that picture. It is a Burberry scarf, but that's not confirmed. Lawyer in the fraud case in Brazil was reportedly convicted in connection to a paid execution and was studying law on house arrest when he defended Santos. Wowee. Your lawyer is on house arrest for executing someone.
Well, it could be execution in terms of execution of a executor.
What does it mean? In connection to a paid execution?
That could mean literally anything. That could either mean...
I guess so, yeah.
That could mean like a hit, or it could mean the executor of a will. That is so ambiguously worded.
You're right. That is ambiguous. You're right. He also appears to have a made-up history as a landlord, claiming in his campaign bio that he and his family ran a real estate portfolio of 13 properties. The Times found no evidence of the buildings, and they were not listed on required campaign financial disclosures. Santos, who decried New York's eviction moratorium during the pandemic, which I also decried, has been evicted twice. That doesn't matter, but whatever. He lied about founding an animal charity. Santos' campaign bio claimed that he ran a foundation called Friends of Pets United, saving 2,500 dogs and cats between 2013 and 2018, but there are no social media accounts for the organizations, no IRS records, and no evidence of the charity being registered in New York or New Jersey.
They check the Chinese takeaways in the area.
Yeah, right? The Times found that Friends of Pets United held one fundraiser with a rescue group in New Jersey in 2017, for which he charged a $50 entry. But the group that threw the event said that it never received any funds, and that Santos made up several excuses as for why he didn't have the money. According to the Times, Santos would take checks written to his charity and cash them under his pseudonym, Anthony DeVolder. He allegedly swindled a disabled vet whose dog was dying. Santos also
this is veering into the realm of like bleak comedy.
Yeah, it's horrifying. Just like, what a scumbag.
No. Well, I'm calling bullshit. Like he said, it was a pit bull mix.
Oh,
was it coming?
Okay.
Don't buy pit bulls, kids.
Yeah. Santos allegedly stole money from a disabled vet who came to him for help in funding life-saving surgery for his dog, according to Patch.
Who goes to a politician to crowdsource money for their dog?
I don't know. Bizarre. Richard Osthoff, who was living in a tent in central New Jersey, learned that his pit mix would need $3,000 surgery. A veterinary technician told him that a man named Anthony DeVolder, that's why he went to him, there you go, could help him raise the funds after Friends of Pets United put together a GoFundMe that got money for the surgery. Santos then refused to give the money to Osthoff, whose dog died less than a year later. Santos has denied the story, though the FBI is reportedly investigating the matter. Quote, "I was worried that what happened to me was too long ago to be prosecuted," Osthoff told Politico. So
that's not verified one way or the other. However, that is like, if he bounced with the money, then why the fuck would anyone suggest him?
Right.
This doesn't add up.
I'm starting to get more skeptical.
Okay, you may have ripped off an Amish dog breeder with a bad check. Who the fuck in Amish country is taking a check?
This is not that type of Pennsylvania. It's also New Jersey.
It's an Amish dog breeder. Who is Amish is taking a check that necessitates the use of technology.
How could you give an Amish person a check?
Politico
reports that in late 2017, well, maybe they go to the physical banks. Maybe they still have a bank account, because banks are pretty old. They basically say that they don't use any technology that's like more recent than like the 1600s, right? But I guess they can still have a bank account. Or 1700s.
People in the chat, if you're Amish, I don't know why you're here.
Yes, anyone in the chat who's Amish.
Anyone who knows an Amish guy, ask him. Are they allowed to take checks?
Checks are fine in the Amish community? Yeah, they had checks back then. That's what I figured. Okay.
It just felt like one of those things that you should double ask about. You know, it seems a bit.
Well, it made me have a double take as well. Because like, oh, can they use checks? I didn't think about it, but yeah, makes sense. Yeah, banks have been doing checks for a long time. A checking account in Santos' name wrote 9 canceled checks to 8 different accounts and by dog breeders, writing in the memo section, "Puppy and puppies." That November, he was charged in Pennsylvania with theft by deception for the alleged crime. Santos claims that his checkbook was stolen, and the charge was expunged in November of 2021 after an old friend helped him out. Who was that?
Okay, house offer from $2. The Amish will even use email if it's for business.
Oh, okay.
And Amazon for $5. I've got the most scathingly brilliant idea: free executions, but charge exorbitant amounts for everything else. Food, something. I feel like I would be seriously pissed off if I had to pay a premium for the last meal.
Free executions, but exorbitant amounts for everything else is just called Canada.
Or ISIS occupied territory, so Canada.
True. Santos would hold adoption events for dogs, pawning the animals for a fee to people who thought they were adopting an animal in need, not a puppy straight from a breeder. Wow.
A lot of shelters do
I'm
that.
Sure a lot
anyway.
of people do that. Yeah.
A hell of a lot of them. That's basically standard practice for the shelters these days. They'll say that we intercepted it from a puppy farm when really they had bought it from them.
Right. So here's where we get into more of the interpersonal stuff about him claiming to be gay and claiming to be Jew-ish. Yeah. Now, I, of course, find the financial stuff to be the most...
Yeah. I don't give a single solitary fuck about... Like, if you're blagging the gay community, then the gay community, it's on them. I don't give a shit.
Right, because
if you're voting, but on like sexuality lines, then you're a degenerate.
Yeah, if you're voting on idpoll stuff, then yeah. I have no...
So, I only vote for people who are gay, then you're probably a paedophile, so it's a moot point. You probably shouldn't be voting anywhere.
When Santos flipped New York's 3rd congressional district in November, he became the first openly gay, non-incumbent Republican elected to Congress. His campaign bio discussed his husband, with whom he lives in Long Island, along with 4 dogs. You steal those from the Amish? But Santos never appeared in the campaign trailer with his partner. On the campaign trail, excuse me. With his partner, and the Daily Beast could not find a marriage record in New York. When he arrived at the house in January, he was not wearing a wedding ring. In 2019, however, Santos did divorce a woman in Queens. I'm very much gay, he told the New York Post in December. I'm okay with my sexuality. People change. I'm one of those people who change. What a grift, dude. What a grift.
See, I don't give a shit if you're grifting like this. This doesn't bother me. It's the financial shit.
Yeah, the financial stuff. I don't know. This is also it just paints the picture.
I also don't trust Brazilians. Like, good grief! Like, this is just this is a fucking this. We could stop now and be done with it. Like, we get the idea. Like, this is just a cavalcade of comedy at this point. This is we just go down like the main points, like subtitles. Like,
okay.
Lied about his mother dying in 9/11.
He lies about his mother dying in 9/11. His I can give you the TLDR on that. Is that he wasn't in none of his family were in the country during 9/11. His grandmother was not a Holocaust victim.
He's Brazilian. There might have been people in Brazil involved in the Holocaust, but not on that side.
Yes, he has no Ukrainian or
Thank
Jewish
God.
heritage, as far as anyone can tell.
Good for him.
He did not have employees who died in the Pulse shooting, which he also claimed. That, of course, he did not. That was the gay club shooting. His niece did not get kidnapped. He claimed that his 5-year-old niece was kidnapped from a playground in Queens. No, here's the
by 2 Chinamen.
By 2 Chinamen. Here's the hilarious part, though. Putting aside Santos' Holocaust fabrications, the representative has also said a few times over the years that he's a conservative Roman Catholic. On Facebook, his mother posted Catholic prayers and discussed the Virgin Mary. And a priest in Long Island City says he knows the Santos family well and that they occasionally attended Catholic Mass.
Oh, God, I know what you're building towards. I know why you're doing this.
I never claimed to be Jewish, Santos said in an interview with The Post, in which he also comped to his lies about his education. I'm Catholic. Because I learned my maternal family had a Jewish background, I said I was Jew-ish. In January,
that is in line with I know why you fucking brought this whole thing up. It's because he made a fucking Your Mom's House reference. Hi, Hitler.
Oh, hi, Mommy, thanks,
that
Jeez.
Whole thing, this whole
hi,
thing
Mommy, thanks,
was just... We have suffered through like an hour of this dog shit just because she was building up to a long-winded fucking Your Mom's House reference.
Let's see.
Jesus
it says
Christ.
Right here. It says right here. It says, in January, Patch unearthed a Facebook post from Santos in 2012 in which he wrote, "Hi, Hitler." Did he write "Hi, Hitler"? Here it is.
This is big time. What's with the jeans?
While I was gone, by the way, Sacktown, Ballsack, Romano. We have a lot to cover there.
We're skipping a little bit ahead.
Amazing.
Hit the fucking transcript. Goddamn.
So much fun. Thank you, Mommy, for coming. I knew you were in there. I could hear. Normal people don't.
It's great. Well, it's also it was really neat. I walked on stage one of my shows, and a girl was sitting in the front row, and with a marker, she had written on her forehead, "Hey, Hitler."
This is not the original. Here's the original. Here's the. No, I'm actually watching the video. I'm sorry.
These motherfuckers out here drinking liqueur.
Get through this shit. Here we go.
Like I think they've all.
Oh,
been
I'm talking about FedEx. All right, sorry. Well, here we go. Here it is.
Hey Harry, it's me, Danny.
Not Hitler talking to Harry this time.
I just want to tell you that I really do.
We're out here watching a podcast on the podcast.
I really do miss you a lot.
Yeah.
And I also want to tell you that
watching this shit, I also miss Hitler.
Actually,
they found this woman. All she does is
this bitch faded on NyQuil.
She's faded on NyQuil, and she goes, "Hey Hitler." I can't even find them.
Do not watch podcasts on your podcast. For love of fuck, I swear to God, every single day he's suffering.
It was literally why I was so excited. It's just for this.
The whole point we suffered through this dog shit was so you could get that one reference in.
Hey Hitler.
This man's got a life. Like, was he a drag queen? This man's got a lifestyle. Like as someone mentioned, like, a life like Forrest Gump.
Are you really? Oh my God, that's it.
Who was it said that? It's just like an okay. Yeah, it's from
life, like someone else said that. Yeah.
F3UI Begart. Phooey Begart, I guess.
Wait,
I don't know.
yeah. This man,
Begart, if you're in the chat still, explain how the fuck to pronounce that shit.
He's here all the time. Sorry, Phooey, I don't know Begart. I'm sure I pronounced it before, but yeah.
Please explain it to us so we know not to fuck you over on this.
Brazil, and I've seen him in.
Was he on Hannah Montana? Was he a Broadway producer? Was he a journalist?
Was he really a journalist in Brazil? Was he really a target of the assassination in December? When on Brazilian podcast,
what has Santos said about his life that is actually true?
Yeah, he said that he was described a mugging in the summer of 2021, in which an assailant allegedly took his shoes, briefcase, and walked up him on Fifth Ave in broad
Party saying it's
daylight.
Phooey Baggett.
Oh, really?
It's from Party, not from Baggett himself. So I'll leave it up to Baggett to qualify it.
What does Santos say about his life that's actually true? How has he explained himself?
Not fucking much.
I don't know. But this man, you're right. This is a Forrest Gump.
Apparently, Beggart's chimed in. I had to change my name after I was banned, so now it doesn't make any sense.
That's all right.
Yeah, let's go with Phooey. Let's go Baggett. Just call him Baggett.
A couple more
if
things.
If you want to call you, man, just let us know.
Yes, of course. Weirdly, we're out of money for Ukraine now.
Good.
Executive Office of the President. Want to thank Congress for the resources.
I just realized that the Speaker of the House is called Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson.
For the resources provided to date to Ukraine and other critical national security needs, I write you today not only to be clear about how the money has been
they're saying,
spent,
we're out of money, we need to send troops now.
All out of money means, we still want to send money, but Zelensky is incredibly unpopular. That's the reason.
Yeah. Without congressional action,
basically
by the end of the year, we will run out of resources to procure more weapons and equipment for Ukraine and to provide equipment from U.S. military stocks.
Well,
there's
so many munitions there now.
This moment. Yeah, weird.
So many munitions there now that one of the rockets sent out there, an AT missile, turned up in France during the riots and was put through the front of a fucking police station.
Weird.
So we know they're selling the arms on the secondary market.
Yes. Of course.
And guess what? In order to get some basketball player who couldn't stop smoking hash for 5 fucking minutes to play in fucking Russia, now we've got the Merchant of Death running around selling the arms on behalf of the Ukrainians to to terrorist groups all over Europe.
Yep. But essentially,
there's a law in the US, by the way. You're not allowed to give money to terrorist organizations. By that mark, income tax has been illegal for the entirety of its existence.
Of course it has been.
It was always unconstitutional, but giving money to the American government is funding terrorism. That is cut and dry.
Here's something curious. Businesses where George Floyd was killed sue Minneapolis, saying the police are not protecting the area. Oh, I'm sorry. How could that happen?
In conclusion, Derek Chauvin did something wrong. He didn't do enough. He should have capped every single person in that crowd.
Oh, sorry. No, I mean, like, oh, wow.
Don't get me wrong, all coppers are bastards, but come on now.
You defunded the police, and now your businesses are being ransacked because you don't have any police.
Joe Valenko, yes, that Merchant of Death, like Lord of War, Merchant of Death.
No, how terrible! That's just awful. How terrible! Oh no!
We let loose the guy who is the inspiration for Lord of War to get that basketball player off of a fucking drug charge in Russia. We let him out into the fucking wild. That motherfucker is one of the most like dangerous cocksuckers on God's green fucking flat Earth.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm being facetious when I say flat Earth, just so everyone's on the same page here. Some people don't get that.
Businesses are seeking $1.5 million in damages. Spokesperson for the city official says they're aware of the lawsuit and have no comment
this is just Gibbs.
on it.
Gibbs
I mean, if all your businesses have been destroyed because of 3 years of people being, well, a year of violent protesting, and then the next 2 years of people just being like, well, I can steal whatever the hell I want because there's no police in this town anymore. Yeah, I think they deserve some remediation there.
Well, good point.
Sorry.
But then again, that if you apply to everyone, it would bankrupt the state. I think that the best way to deal with rioters like that is to put them in body bags.
Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Two heads flung high into the air, only the wind with which to
one of the businesses is the one where Floyd passed out the counterfeit 20. I mean, I'm sure that they've been ransacked more than anybody because how dare you?
How dare you question that obviously fake $20 bill that someone tried to use to buy a banana?
Here's something curious.
Why a banana? You had every fruit to pick from, and you picked
because he had to make it a meme.
Like goddamn, like you could, like you're in the process of overdosing, and your immediate response is, "I shall try and break this 20
I need potassium
by buying a nanner." Like, come on now, you could have bought a pack of Newports, and it would be less egregious than this.
True. So new finding from Bangor University. Wales. Cymru, let's go. Turns out that like everybody who complied with those lockdowns is not doing great.
Good.
The more individuals comply with health advice during lockdown, the worse their well-being post-lockdown.
Good. Fuck them. If you were the kind of fucking shysters who were like ratting people out during the lockdowns, then you deserve a garrote.
I mean, this is the key finding. That people who comply with with the lockdowns are struggling with mental health issues. Now, I followed everything that happened during the lockdowns. We know that children basically it didn't matter if they were allegedly going to school or not. They might as well not have gone to school whatsoever. We also saw a 20 to 30 point IQ deficit in children born during the lockdowns. Now, hopefully that will rectify itself. But people who comply with this stuff are miserable. Their mental health is breaking down. And you know what I think this is? Do you want to know why I think it is? They miss it. I think some of these people miss it. They got
the high of being able to lord over other people.
Of being able to have power
again,
people,
if you know someone who ratted someone out to the fucking government over like having too many people over or not wearing a mask, it would be better if they were dead.
I think that's why they're seeing
the actual mankind would be better with them out of the fucking gene pool. Put a castrating in the fucking water next time you see him.
They got so high on their own farts of the idea of being able. Or it might be Stockholm syndrome.
I mean, admittedly, if they're on the fucking, if they're on the jab, they're probably fucking castrated already.
Yeah, it might be both. It's very likely actually both. And when you have different rationales, it can make it difficult to.
It's the opposite of fucking good neighbor. These are people who sold people down the river. These are fucking Judases, one and all.
Yeah. I mean, so I think the problem is that you'd have to do a multi-step regression analysis in order to be able to figure out what happens at what step. And I think you'd have to do both. You'd have to, you'd have to do. Is it because both these are divergent rationales for doing it? I bet one of them, yes, was that some of these people are upset that they don't have the capacity to lord over other people anymore, and some of them also
remember
have
when
Stockholm syndrome. Yeah.
Remember when Disney used to in the series Recess used to actively call out people who would rat other people out to authority figures?
Fuck rats. Mm-hmm.
Randall, remember Randall in Recess? Yeah. Used to fucking call him out and his fucking shitbag family for their Sherlock fucking behavior. a bunch of fucking kislings, like everyone used to call them out. They would point out that Miss Finster is like a fairly reasonable human being who's just kind of living a life, but Randall universally is a dog shit person.
Yeah. So I'm going to move into the culture war stuff a little bit. Portland teachers could tackle disproportionate discipline against students of color. Let me translate for you what this actually means.
Just ignore all the dog shit you're dealing with, and
you are not allowed in Oregon to punish non-white students anymore for anything. Yep.
Catboy Cammy was right. Everyone get your boot polish, boys.
I mean, that's the TLDR of this whole article. There's no reason to read over it. They're gonna try to explain like why it's actually something.
As I've stated, they want to kill you. Look at the Haitian Revolution. They will butcher you in your beds if they get the chance. If you've got kids, teach them to fight because they're going to need it.
Right.
We're looking at some bad times going forward.
So their whole explanation is that non-white kids get punished more than white kids. So their solution is let's just not punish non-white kids anymore because it creates a threat or causes a fear of harm when they're suspended for a day.
Fear is good. Fear is good. It keeps you on your toes. It makes you stronger.
I don't even think suspension is a very good punishment.
Party with the assist.
The only students who would care about being suspended are students who care about their academic achievement in the first place. Students who don't give a shit, why would they care about being suspended? You just gave them an excuse to not go to school.
Going through the motions. They don't want to be there.
Yeah, exactly. So they want to be suspended. Then they won't get, they're not being delinquent then. So they can do whatever they want. Because you're like, well, I'm suspended, so I can't go. This is just ridiculous. So again, statistics hurt their feelings, so they have to change, they try and change the structure of reality.
Someone needs to tell them the movie Precious is not a fucking goal.
Yeah. So here's the stuff with Billie Eilish is in trouble. Not that I care, but she has lost 100,000 followers on Instagram since
she's
coming out as bisexual.
First of all, anyone looking at Billie Eilish, she's visibly bisexual.
Yeah.
Badly coloured hair.
But the funny thing is,
most of her personality's hanging off her chest.
This is Out magazine. It's an LGBT magazine. Billie Eilish was featured on the cover of Variety's Power Women issue. Without actually labeling herself, Eilish said in the interview that she's attracted to women, which was interpreted as a coming out statement. She told the publication, quote, I never really felt like I could relate to girls very well. I love them so much. I love them as people. I'm attracted to them as people. I'm attracted to them for real. She continued, I have deep connections with women in my life, the friends in my life, the family in my life. I'm physically attracted to them, but I'm all physically attracted. Okay, whatever. But I'm also intimidated by them, their beauty and their presence. I don't even think she came out as bi. I think she was just saying she finds women
saying I aesthetically appreciate them.
Yeah. And then she immediately loses like 100,000 followers on Instagram. So she's got, I'm sure, millions.
That is how aggressive the the troons and that.
Listen to their excuse, because this is, of course, they're going to blame conservatives for this, because so many conservatives follow Billie Eilish on Instagram.
First of all, if you're conservative on Instagram, you are incorrect. Do not use Instagram, you fucking moron. She did
reaffirm her attraction, saying, I kind of thought, wasn't it obvious? I didn't realize people didn't know. I just don't really believe in it. I'm just like, why can't we just exist? I've been doing this for a long time. I just didn't talk about it. Whoops. I don't think she's actually bisexual. And I'm not trying to
she's just
bisexuality. She's just now being
she's specifically not
cool.
designating herself as this, that, and the other. She's just trying to I don't hate Billie Eilish. I just think she's trying to live and make music.
Yeah, I mean, she's not even calling herself
bisexual. She seems
bisexual.
pretty chill, all things considered.
Despite her undeniable commercial and critical success, Eilish has been targeted for her past appearance. In 2021, she wore a corset on the cover of British Vogue and received backlash, and lost 100,000 followers over that, too, for showing her boobs in a corset. Like, I can't imagine being around these leftoids, right? They're just...
Billie Eilish seems to be weirdly like the most functional person in Hollywood right now.
I know.
She's just kind of like, yeah. She's very non-committal, admittedly, but she just seems to be like, Yeah, Neil Spencer, she just looks like she's SSRI brained. Yeah, she just also looks she's pretty doped up, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But she seemed like pretty chill. Out of leftoid, talk about when we talked earlier about like which leftoid would you hang out with? Billie Eilish seems like she'd be someone to go drinking with.
So here's what they say though:
I feel like
they
you'd
say
hear
it's
some fucking stories in
homophobic backlash, right? They describe this as and if you go to like any outlet, you're going to see this. This is homophobic backlash. Nobody unfollowed. Nobody on the right unfollowed Billie Eilish. No one was following her on the right, probably for large part anyway, because she came out as very vaguely that like, oh, I like women too. I might be bisexual.
Why she dressed like Missy Elliott in the 90s?
I don't know. She always does that.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Missy Elliott fit in the 90s went hard, but still.
But the people who unfollowed her are leftists. They always have to freaking like every time there's a story like this though, where the leftists eat their own. Of course, it's the troons, the non-binary people. They're upset by this because
in LGBTQ plus etc. The B implies that the Q aren't valid.
It doesn't imply that really, but they feel threatened by bisexuals. They always have.
It doesn't take much to threaten these retards.
Well, some lesbians and gays have also always been threatened by bisexuals because they'll say that, well, you're not really gay because you won't commit or something. It's like, okay,
by the way,
is it?
Folks, if you're the sort of person who says like people who are bisexual are just gay and haven't gotten to terms with it, you sound really predatory.
Rapey? Yeah, you sound
really rapey. Like, don't fucking just let people fucking live. Jesus Christ, not everything in the world has to be about sex.
It always has to be about this identity stuff, though. And that's
everything's about sex, except sex is about power. I know, but still, but fucking Jesus Christ, can you stop thinking with your pricks?
Spoon, are you there?
He is kill.
He is kill.
Demi Lovato has him now.
Oh no! DeSantis pulled out pornography mid-debate to absolutely torch Newsom. This is pretty. I'm meh on DeSantis, but he did torch Gavin Newsom, unquestionably.
The role of the schools to educate kids.
This is where this is the start. I'm going to play all the videos.
Not indoctrinate kids. It's not to impose an agenda. It's to do the basics. And what we've said in Florida is it's inappropriate to tell a kindergartner that their gender is a choice. It's inappropriate to tell a second grader that they may have been born in the wrong body. Now, California has that. They want to have that injected into the elementary school. My wife and I have a 7-5 and a 3-year-old. We don't think that that's appropriate. And I know most parents do not think it's appropriate. It's also important to respect parental rights to know what curriculum is being used in the classroom, and everything should be age appropriate. I actually have something that I brought that some parents have objected to. So this is a book that's in some of the schools in California. Florida,
that
this
is
not.
Two underage children giving each other, one giving the other a blowjob on a strap-on dildo. If you're not aware of this comic book page, that has been featured in school libraries across the country. Called Gender.
New thing in from the Financial Times: psyops are a crucial weapon in the war against disinformation.
Wow.
It's an op-ed.
Okay, weird to say the quiet part out loud, but thanks.
From the Financial Times, which is notoriously a right-wing outlet.
Yeah, ostensibly.
Standards called gender queer. Some of it's blacked out. You would not probably be able to put this on air. This is pornography. It's cartoons. It's aimed at children, and it's wrong. So this should not be in schools. When people like on the left say that somehow you're banning books by removing this from a young kid's classroom. No.
They're not banning the books. They're just saying it can't be in the library.
This is not age appropriate. And so we're going to stand for the rights of parents. I think we need to do that nationwide.
Italy recently banned basically any anime with fan service.
Curious.
Because they ban
on the rights of parents. Parents have a fundamental right to direct the education and upbringing of their
kids. Spoon's not here either, so did Spoon just fall asleep? Oh no, did he just fall asleep? It's back? Okay. I think Spoon might be asleep, so we're gonna...
Dionwood is a good band. Fuck, he's dead.
He really must be asleep, damn. So yeah, here's news.
But let me just say something about parents' rights, because he says California respects parents' rights.
Pause a second.
He's been telling a lot.
I've got an idea.
Yeah.
Here's what we do. Everyone at home, mute yourself for a moment mute the chat. Mute the chat. This stream for a second.
Okay.
And me and Aiden are going to take off our headphones, and you're going to play a loud like screamer noise of some description.
No, I don't want to ruin the fucking chat's day.
We need to wake him up.
No.
Because otherwise the stream will just go on forever. We can't stop it.
No, I only have like 2 more things left.
Let's go on with it then.
Okay, just finish this, Gavin.
A lot of whoppers tonight. This may be the biggest. In California, if you're a parent in Iowa or New Hampshire or South Carolina, your minor child can go to California without your knowledge or without your consent and get hormone therapy, puberty blockers, and a sex change operation, all without you knowing or consenting. How in the heck is that honoring parents' rights when you're bringing people from out of state to go around their parents' backs and getting life-altering surgeries? That is radical. That is extreme. That is an assault on parents' rights.
You know what?
The best thing is that Newsom doesn't deny any of this. He doesn't deny any of it because it's all true. He just has to be there like and look flustered.
Ron, not for you to decide. It's for the parents to decide. And the parents do not want their kids going to these other things.
Let me go to a follow-up.
Was there one more? I thought there was one more. No, that was it. He just has nothing to say because he can't. All you can just do is huff. Be like, I don't like that, but it's true. You can't deny it either because you know it's true, and you know you get eaten alive if you said that that you didn't support that stuff. So here's the last bit of the trans stuff. We get some stuff from Riley Gaines here in a row.
Jesus Christ. Wait,
what? Male runner Kai Ravi Chandran won women's category by 6 minutes at the Upstate Classic Half Marathon. Despite dominating, he said that his time was embarrassingly slow due to being very out of shape, and he gave up after mile 5, yet he still won the half marathon. And here he is with We Belong. That's not in him, but that's on someone else. Here he is. Yep.
Looking like Timothy Chalamet in drag.
So
looking like Timothy Chalamet dressed as like a 1920s Irish teamster.
From far, you squint at this looked like Chalamet. Dylan Mulvaney's having a real one.
That makes it the second worst thing to happen to the Boston Marathon.
So here's Dylan Mulvaney needing attention. Let's give some to him.
Thumbhead.
Day. Why do I always feel like crying?
Because you're on a
you're anorexic.
Hormones. I don't think he's anorexic. Look at that neck. He's got like that
skin.
Going on. I know, still.
Why do I always feel like crying?
Because you're retarded.
Don't you dare.
Because you're on a cocktail of medicines that aren't good for your body.
This is comedic.
It is comedic. I know. That's why I want to play it because it's hilarious.
That's summoned him back from the void.
That woke Spoon up. He finally woke up.
He heard the sound of Troon wailing. It's like this. Roast back up. Just fucking play fucking the opening of Gangster's Paradise. Oh.
Ooh, yeah, that woke Spoon up. All right, we got 2 little things left here from Riley Gaines related to Riley Gaines and the trans stuff. So here we go. This is Riley Gaines talking to Congress.
Kimberly, if my testimony makes me transphobic, then I believe your opening monologue makes me misogynist.
Who is his sister in the back?
Oh. What? I don't know.
There's a sister in the back, isn't it? Ew.
The other blonde in the turtleneck?
Well, yeah, come on.
Who's on the left?
Oh my gosh.
Who's from the left?
Wow, I'm not gonna call
him. John Malkovich. You got fucking oh fuck, what's that retard who does all the music reviews?
Yeah.
This is a Moby Dick.
Fuck, he's gonna bug me now.
Transphobic, then I believe your opening monologue makes you a misogynist. Thank you.
Oh, of course, it's a black woman.
Ms. Gaines, I now recognize Ms. Perry for her opening statements.
Anthony Fantana.
Yeah,
Good
Fantana.
afternoon, Chairman McLean, Ranking Member Lee, and
She's a wink.
members of the
Yes.
subcommittee. My name is Sarah Parshall Perry. I am a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation. As a former varsity athlete, the mother of a girls varsity athlete, and former senior counsel for civil rights at the Department of Education, I have, as the saying goes,
Madam Chair, excuse me, I move to have the gentlewoman's words taken down.
The committee will suspend.
Even in court, women can't get to the fucking point.
I know.
See, this is what happened.
She can't even let them have opening fucking statements without bitching a fit.
See, right here, this is why women need to be divorced of any fucking apparatus of power.
It's all
everywhere.
Look at them.
Yes, everywhere you find women, they just
look at the ginger bitch. That is like 1-to-1 a copy of the woman who said, "We need some muscle over here." That one fucking like thing. Oh, Jesus Christ! Fucking purple.
Engaging in personalities.
I would argue that no fucker in this room has one.
How it's fair to be called transphobic.
There's a thing. I would say men disguising themselves as women are engaging in personalities. Hang on.
What was the part that she took umbrage with then? I even missed it.
Basically, bringing up her history as a varsity athlete.
She says that's transphobic. Look, is she going to cry?
Engaging in personality, so trying to appeal to the demographics.
Well, but she's just stating her actual bona fides.
Yeah.
Order.
She's black. She has none.
Is she about to cry?
No.
Let's get a ruling. The chair.
She legitimately looks like she's.
How are you this indoctrinated and this retarded?
Look at everyone crowding around her trying to figure out what the fuck's wrong with her.
Trying to figure out what she's angry about even. She won't even say anything. They're just whispering shit to her. Or are they trying to tell her like
Miss Ocasio-Cortez?
No, she's not. She's just sitting there. That's not her name.
Oh, okay. Let's say like, is this a family? Is a family member or some shit?
No, her name's Lee.
It's
just that from the perspective, her name's Lee.
So is there one to her left? Because it's just the seat.
It's Lee. Yeah.
She's Miss Lee. Who the fuck's? Oh, it is fucking AOC. I didn't even spot her.
Yeah.
Okay, I move to withdraw the point of order.
Thank you, Ms. Lee.
They had to just remove it because it was a nothing for her. She was just having a fit.
I recognize Ms. Perry for her opening statement.
Wow. We just had to take a little moment aside for her to have a meltdown. Because she called her a misogynist. And that's what it was. Because Riley Gaines called her a misogynist. And then she was like, strike it from the record. That's all that was.
Women.
Pathetic. Really fucking pathetic.
Yes,
Go to Riley Gaines' opening statement. My thanks to the former education secretary. Let's listen.
Still the SEC record holder in the 200 Olympians and American record holders, making me one of the fastest Americans of all time. In March of 2022, female swimmers from around the country and I were forced to compete at NCAA's against Leah, formerly Will Thomas. We watched as this male swam to a women's national title, beating out the most impressive and accomplished female swimmers in the nation, including Olympians and American record holders. Despite tying down to the 100th with Thomas in the 200 freestyle, I was denied the trophy because the NCAA claimed it was necessary for Thomas to hold the trophy when photos were being taken. It was clear to me, my teammates, and my competitors that they had reduced everything we had worked our entire lives for down to a photo op to validate the feelings and the identity of a male. But that's not all. In addition to losing out on opportunities to Thomas, we also had to share a locker room and change in front of this 6'4", fully intact, naked male. And as I've testified previously, we were not forewarned of this arrangement. We were not asked for our consent, and we did not give our consent to this exposure and to be exploited. Unfortunately, Thomas was not a one-off. Across the country and in various sports, males are entering women's athletic competitions, being given spots on women's teams, and being granted entry to our locker rooms.
Context to Raleigh's statement,
there are numerous documented.
Like that point was the point that I showed you was that he also put out a statement today or the other day, excuse me, a week ago now, about pregnant people. If you are pregnant, the CDC recommends you get a flu shot to tame the symptoms. If you do get sick, studies have shown that flu shots are safe for both the pregnant person and the baby. People aren't happy with that stuff though. People are getting real tired of this shit.
Yeah.
This pregnant person shit. Everyone's tired of this. Everyone's done with it. We're done. It's pedantic. It's boring. We don't care.
Mind you, if you got the COVID shot, you're probably not having a kid right now. So
true. Anywho, that's all I had for tonight. Thank y'all for showing up. And we will see you all next week. Yeah?
Woo.
Spoon's getting tired, so I figure we should head out. All right.